All right. We should be live now.
Hey, everybody.
Hi. Hello. Swami, it's so good to see you.
It's good to
You're-
see you too, man.
You're
It's good to
alive.
be
Look
back.
at you. You're looking great.
Oh,
I
yeah.
see you've made some decisions while you've been gone. That's nice.
Yeah. I've been really getting into my hobbies.
This is like what you've been working on is putting together this outfit since you've been gone.
Yep. I'm trying to create a bridge between communities. And
Okay.
I thought this might be the way to go,
That
This
might be
is-
the way.
to show
This is
that
how
I
you
think
wanted
that'll
to-
both
heal.
exist.
I think that'll heal like the animosity and toxicity between the groups. Seeing you wear that Ash Ketchum combined with the Metazoo shirt.
Meta catch 'em.
Meta Ketchum.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Is there a Metazoo character that is Ash Ketchum like? I
We
know
don't
they have
go
a
there.
Giovanni.
We don't go there. We're bridging gaps. We're coming together. What's going on, everybody? This is
Right back into it. Just like
this is
So Swami, you're leading the stream tonight. This is titled "You're shilling Metazoo and Pokemon tonight." Where do you want to take us first?
I want to tell you a story about 2020 and 2021 and there was a lot that happened, and Pokemon was tough for me to stay interested in because I wasn't doing a lot of buying, and selling is great, but you always got to buy, right? And then MetaZoo came along, and I didn't have to buy. Hey, Nizkish, looking good too, man. I didn't have to buy anything because I was gifted MetaZoo at Collecticon. And ever since, I've had a dream that the two communities could come together and love one another. And the beginning of that dream starts tonight.
Which Collecticon did you go to?
Collecticon 2021.
21.
I don't even remember. The year is so weird. Let's see if I got the promo here.
Have they all been in Houston yet, or are they starting to be in other places?
They're gonna start doing other places in 2022. I don't have my promo in front of me, but also at this Collecticon, I received this sticker from Bo Dangers.
Okay.
Yeah. I received this sticker from Old School Pokemon.
Oh, that's a nice one.
oh yeah, that's awesome.
I received this sticker from Lapras Delivery. And that was
Recognize
it for
that.
the stickers. I don't have the promo on me. But yeah, that Collecticon was actually, this is really tough for me to stay in character and stay this ridiculous. But it was actually a good time. I would suggest Collecticon to anybody. But I have to say, Metazoo did crush that one. They were the best booth at the whole con. Everybody wanted to go to their booth.
What was fun about it?
They were
Why was
giving
it fun?
away free money.
Yeah,
Free money.
that'll do it. Yeah.
It was amazing.
So that puts it pretty straightforwardly. They were giving away items and things that were immediately worth
A steal.
$50, $100, $500, $1,000 at that
It was
moment.
pretty incredible. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, glad to
Did you,
be hanging out with y'all.
Did you keep any of it?
I have it all. The best
Okay.
stuff I got, actually, me and Basic Trainer, we were hanging out with this guy that was behind the booth at Metazoo. He is not actually, we thought he worked for Metazoo. He's just a super fan. And he took us up to the Meta Mario cave, and he hooked me up with Kickstarter holographic Quetzalcoatl, reverse holographic the green monster, but he had binders and binders and binders of Kickstarter product, and he was just happy to give it away. He knew he was a judge, and he actually judged the first Metazoo championship game by randomly. He the
He
actual
was he was a
judges.
metazoologist.
Yeah, the judges that
Hmm.
were supposed to judge
Yeah.
had to bow out, but he knew the game so well that they were like, "Hey, can you cover for us? We've got some emergencies we got to go do."
Yeah.
So he steps in and judges the friggin' championship game as his first judging. It's like, whoa, that's awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, then he brought down Metazoo packs and let all the famous PokeTubers open up, like what's his name? PokeJew. Oh my god. Bo Dangers opened up some packs. What's her name? Super Duper Danny opened up Mothman. And at 2 a.m, these people are screaming. The hotel is surrounded, the central hangout lobby area goes all the way up like 14 floors or whatever. These people are screaming at the top of their lungs at 2 a.m in a hotel room because somebody pulled a Mothman. And I just was sitting in front of this like, this is incredible. This is wild. That was really cool. Really cool. Fun night.
Yeah, I mean, opening new stuff and getting excited about polls is super fun.
Yeah, I could have went to CryptidCon. CryptidCon was last weekend, and it's here in Kentucky, and I could have went.
Why didn't you go?
I didn't know it was in Kentucky. Who knew?
Yeah.
But
Fair enough.
if I had known, I probably would have went.
Something in Colorado, I'll go for sure.
What's a cryptid in Colorado? Anything?
Well, we got the Wendigo. There was actually
Oh, okay.
2 weekends ago, my wife and I were hiking. We went to Cave of the Winds and we hiked Pikes Peak. And Pikes Peak, I was just listening to a podcast like about a month ago, and it's this guy claiming to see the Wendigo on Pikes Peak.
Mm.
And he had a whole story about his friend seeing it. He was like an army dude, and so he was living out in the wilderness, testing himself. And Pikes Peak is right outside of Colorado Springs, so his family and friends are like a 40-minute drive away. So they just drive up, his buddy, and he's walking his buddy back to his car one night, and his buddy sees the Wendigo. And I was like, wow, that's cool, because I'm about to go hike that mountain in a couple weeks here. So
Cool.
Are
I
you
don't
gonna
have my
take-
YouTube channel really.
Are you gonna take stuff to protect yourself? Are you gonna? I don't know what
Protect-
wards off
Sunlight,
Wendigos.
bro.
Okay.
Nothing happens in the daylight. It's all it.
Are there
Okay.
areas of the country that are generally more into cryptids? Do you think?
I
Do
think
either of you guys know?
I think it's a pretty well distributed niche thing.
Hmm.
Like Canadians are into the Wendigo, the Yeti. If you go over, like, there's leprechauns. Well, there's like these like miniature leprechauns that aren't gnomes. They got like red hair, super evil, sharp teeth, crazy little cryptids. Different areas of the world, they like those weird fairy type cryptids that swap out children in the middle of the night. Like they take your baby and leave like a living thing that's not your baby. And the cryptid pretty much stemmed from cultures. I guess women sometimes hate their babies, like they get stressed or something. There's a mental thing.
Postpartum depression.
And that was what cultures used to tell stories of to kind of explain that. So it's kind of like area to area, but I feel like it's a small niche, just kind of just spread out all over the place. I think cryptids are cool though.
Yeah, so I mean, we had no plan tonight. We just like hanging out. We were all talking before this. We invited Rock Pokemon on as well, but he didn't get the message because we always do these things like last second. But hopefully he'll come on at some point. I'm losing auctions right now on my phone as we speak.
Rough business,
man.
Yeah,
it's always best to lose on the desktop.
Yeah, I throw a lot of low bids out there, So I lose a lot more than I win, but once in a while I get a deal. Yeah, we thought we'd hang out, maybe like open some stuff. I know Swammey has a camera. I have some packs. I got Fortnite packs. I've never opened a Fortnite pack before from Geeked Out Collecting. I know Swami and I talked about maybe doing a whole night once where we open some stuff as well. I thought
that was tonight. Is that not tonight?
I don't. So almost all my sealed stuff is not with me currently. It's mostly
hopefully Nick's on
in the mainland. I'm gonna go get a drink really quick though.
All right.
If that's cool. So you guys hang out for a sec.
Yeah, so break it down, Swami. What are we looking at here? What do we got?
All right. So we've got, this is an SGR the 7th shout out right here. Hooked it up with some Street Fighter versus Darkstalkers. I don't know what the hits are, but I remember watching him open a box of this and I was like, yeah, I got to give that a shot. It was like $40 or something.
Yeah, Jasco. That's the guys that make the My Hero card game.
My Hero Academia, really?
It's the same dudes. Yep.
Cool. I'd like to pull an Akuma. That'd probably be the guy I
Oh,
want to
yeah.
pull the most. In my ash catching gloves. We got JoJo's. I got English here. If you guys want me to open up a Japanese box, we could do that, but I think people prefer English.
Oh, yeah.
Should be pretty cool. Been meaning to watch that show forever, but never got around to it. And then we've got some English Evangelion. Fan favorite. I am actually not the biggest fan.
That's a Japanese box, huh?
This is an English box.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Oh, it is Japanese. See if I got an English box.
I mean, if either
I got
one,
Attack on Titan too.
it's your stuff. You open it. You do you.
All right.
Yeah, and no pressure to open anything, Swamp, that you don't feel like doing.
Oh, I've been waiting to open this.
Nice.
I'm all set up. Hey, Captain. Hey, Ketchum. Chief Keen. JJ.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out with us all. 3 labs in a row. That is definitely a record for this channel.
Definitely.
I think I didn't make a video for a whole month almost at one point. At least 3 weeks. And now we got 3 in a row. That's the type of consistent content.
Sometimes you got to take a breather
from this channel.
Sometimes you got to take a breather.
Yeah, I was super busy. And also there's just like, there's not always that much to say. So I try not to make videos unless for the most part. And we got a lot to say tonight. So
yeah, we have a full slate. So
Oh, man,
I should.
look dope.
yeah, I mean, if you guys do have questions or comments or things you want us to talk about, we're always happy to share our opinions on the markets
These packs look really good.
or just the hobby in general.
Oh, you're already in it. You're in it.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
not waiting at all. You're just
No.
going.
I'm
Okay.
just going to cut some packs and
So these are like good. So these gloves, are they good for opening? Will they
they're
protect us?
super duper lucky gloves.
Oh,
And your fingertips are you're gonna get your oily fingertips all over it. That's the problem with those gloves.
Well, there's a give and take to luck. You know, you can't just always take.
So they're not
I've-
functional. They just give luck.
Correct. I'm a pretty lucky person. I don't like to talk about it because I think it's taboo. But you know, I've won a lot of stuff, like a fantasy football tournament for 10K. My mom always told me, and I don't even remember the saying because it was so awkward and weird, but it was like, you're the type of person that could fall in a pile of pig poop and come out cleaner than a baby's bottom. I don't know how that makes any sense, but
that
you
was
get the
your
gist.
takeaway from your childhood. Was that phrase? That's how you lived your life.
Heck yeah.
Okay.
Heck yeah. All right, I got enough packs here. Ready to go.
A lot of people saying they miss your channel, Swam.
Hey,
Let's see.
I miss everybody. It was that was an amazing experience. But I gotta say, life is going pretty good. Let me see if I can get this lighting.
Are you feeling just like less stressed about
Oh
things?
yeah, I mean,
It was just stressful to like make videos all the time or think about what to do.
yeah, it was a lot of effort, mental capacity
Yeah.
to think about ideas, and really, that's too dark. But really, yeah, I mean, like my wife and I have been really doing really well, like really on the same page, and um, having good times, like a lot of good times. And
It's
work's
awesome.
going really well. I'm really focused at work, and there wasn't any issues until I stopped telecommuting. One, it kind of got a little stressful. But then when the world opened back up, it really ate into my ability to balance life. And I'm glad you guys, I mean, it makes me so thankful to see you guys on YouTube. That's pretty good looking. But yeah, I'm doing great. I I do miss it though, every day. Some good people out there, good commenters, and that one's awesome too. I don't know if you guys can see that, but yeah.
Yeah, Squeaks and I were talking about it probably weeks ago now, but just sort of that like you can always just take breaks and then come back and kind of restart things.
Yeah,
Your channel.
I made the videos private. Like I didn't delete them.
Yeah.
So
Oh, I want a card. There we go.
you want this card? Oh, you want a card. You want a card. I got you.
I want a card. Yeah.
So this is Weiss, and it's just close-ups of the characters. You'll notice that. Like it'd be really cool. I really like if they zoomed out. I like getting the full character instead of just the face, and they're notorious for just giving you like the face of a character. Um, but it's fun. I mean, you get to open up your favorite IP. Evangelion, it does have Cardass, and they are really cool. I bought this box because I just felt like this was a box that would probably go up to a price that I wouldn't want to pay one day if I didn't buy it then. So
How big is this set?
Weiss can go up a lot. Although now they're starting to like, not starting necessarily, but they like reprinted. We don't know how big of a reprint, but they've like started reprinting English sets. Like Nazarick, I think, got a reprint, and they hadn't done that before. So it's kind of, there's this question of like, what might they reprint on the English side? That was really only an issue on the Japanese side. That's why English had a lot more value.
Yeah, because the licensing is the issue there. Every print run, they agree to the price for the IP license. So if they reprint it again, they have to pay whatever amount again. So that's always the justification for the print size.
I
think the SP cards are cool. I actually have a bunch of them.
I love them. They're so cool. They're the only reason. I mean, the best way to collect them is just to buy the singles, without a doubt. They are so hard to pull. What cards are these? These are Evangelion. What's
the set size on this Swam? How many cards there are?
Let's see.
I don't know if it says it on the box or it's
100
Japanese.
plus 16.
Okay.
So 116. Yeah, 116 cards.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, those SPs are sweet. The foiling are really, really great. And this is an older box. A lot of the newer sets, they just throw foils all over the place.
I have a stack of them to show. People are interested.
How is Squeaks? I need to go into his Discord sometime soon.
He's good, man. He's just always going to be doing his thing. These are some of the SP cards, some of the signed cards. This is a Japanese exclusive set.
So good looking.
You can see they're all signed by the voice actor.
I really love their foils.
Yeah, Bushiroad makes some of the best foils, I think. They just look so good.
Wow. Yeah, that's awesome.
And then even some of their non-SPs, like I think this is a really cool card. This card's like
heck yeah,
like $5 or something, $4.
Yeah.
And this is the card art. This is the box art.
That one is a pretty cool concept. I think that anime, isn't it based off some guy goes into a video game or something?
Yeah, basically the game, I don't know the story too well, but the game, he basically was like the head of like it was like a MMORPG, and then it gets like terminated and shut down, and he the servers like getting closed basically that they play on, and he was like the guild leader, and he this is one of those cool, fairly valuable one. And he basically the server gets shut down and he's still on, but he like doesn't get pulled out of the world, and then he's like able to stay there, and then like a bunch of magical things happen, and it's about what that's like. And he like develops relationships with like the NPCs, and they kind of like come to life. But I don't know the story too well.
It's a pretty cool concept. I like the kind of like dark. Let's see, there it is. There it is. Man, Evangelion's art was amazing. I wasn't a big fan of the anime. Kind of like powered through it because it's like one of, if you watch anime, it's one of those that you kind of have to check off the box. Felt obligated.
Let's see.
What's going on in the chat?
Yeah, I'll take a look. Nick asked me, Jake, if you pulled a Mothman yet. No Mothman from Nightfall. So I've opened 2 boxes of Nightfall, and I did pull a reverse, but not a full hollow Mothman. But I pulled everything else basically in those 2 boxes, except for Old Scratch. Was not expecting to pull that. But yeah,
it was really Mothman Swamp.
Have I pulled a Mothman?
Yeah.
I've only opened up 1 pack, and no, I didn't.
Oh, I thought you have. I thought you opened boxes.
Nope, haven't opened up any boxes. I don't know. I just didn't want to pay. I just didn't want to pay.
That's fair. Yeah.
TCGR says, what will be the inevitable turning point that evolved Metazoo from an early stage shill to a dead speculation, and people just move on? What is the next Kickstarter that takes that thunder?
No Kickstarter, I don't think, unless something super playable. I don't know what would be more collectible than a cryptid. They might find, there might be something that comes out with more collectible artwork.
Yeah,
but they've got the collectability down. But there could be something that is playable that could kick it off for sure.
So I mean, I'm bullish on cards and card games, both as like more players, people getting into it, generations getting into it, and just as collecting. And so I think it'd be silly to think that there are not going to be other successful card games, and it's only for the rest of time, it's only going to be, Pokemon and Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh are going to be huge. I just don't know what those successful games will be. But I do think the attitude of like only Pokemon could be valuable doesn't make any sense, just given like the amount of potential money and interest in other types of things. So, but there have been lots and lots of card games, obviously, over the years, and a number of really cool games, both great IPs, good execution, that died out for whatever reason. So, we'll very early stages, but I think the hype and influencer game and the social media game and all sorts of things is and just the time period where that's all happening and the partnerships they're making. I if any game blows up right now, I would 100% choose Metazoo myself, to really, really blow up, and then Flesh and Blood being, I think, the kind of stable thing that I would be surprised if that disappeared. I think that people really like it and will be playing it and interested in that world as it like develops for a long time. I think there seems to be really good execution on the FAB style. Do you carry Flesh and Blood, Mason?
The number one game that we have played in store is Flesh and Blood right now.
Nice.
I'm getting into it just in the last few days.
It's hype, man. I mean, it's a rock solid mechanic game, and it's higher level thinking than typical card games. It's very strategy based, momentum based. It's got a lot going for it.
I watched How to Play. There's finally, wow, this is the first foil.
I was gonna say, are you guaranteed one at least? I mean, what?
So most sets you get a foil per pack, not this one though.
This is older. I think that's the only reason why. Good looking though. This guy is the biggest.
A dude on the card, it's
crybaby. But sweet. All right, I was getting worried. I'm down to my 3 packs, but I watched How to Play, and I immediately bought 2 unlimited boxes of Crew and Wrath, and I'm pumped. I'm going to play. I found a couple LGSs in my area that are holding events. That one's cool too.
Yeah, the amount of stores that have picked it up since people started playing again, it's definitely exploded from the little lull when they first rolled it out. It seems like boxes are very hard to get your hands on at a distributor level. Its allocations are a lot more tighter. I could say I want whatever amount of any other sets, and it's not that way anymore. It's all allocated pretty heavy.
Yeah, I mean, I have not played it yet, but I am very excited to play it. I really am. So just from watching that How to Play video.
Yeah, it's a cool concept. It does have really good strengths because it has RPG-ish elements to it, because you kind of pick a class, and you have your certain weapons and stuff that you can use just in that class. It's all class specific stuff. So it's kind of a cool mechanic like that. It does have a RPG element to it that's kind of cool. And obviously, depending on which class you have, they all have their strengths and weaknesses and mechanics that they have exclusive to them. So it's kind of cool.
I believe it was their first trophy card sold yesterday for $5,300, and I put in a bid for it when it was way lower, but it's I really like. I'll take a break from opening, but I really want to open up the Street Fighter tonight. I really like their collectability side.
This is ridiculous.
Going back to
their collectability side, and
give the people what they want. All right, first ever Fortnite pack that I've ever opened.
Okay.
Whoa, here we go.
I have no idea what I'm looking for here.
What a hunk.
This one, definitely.
Look at this guy.
I mean, all right.
Okay. All right. Shout the names out in chat. I'm sure everyone knows.
Everybody knows these characters. Yeah. Yeah. No.
Okay.
Don't know.
Mason's favorite right here.
Yeah, he's all right.
An old classic. Oh, this one.
Who could forget?
Wow.
Doll face.
Voodoo situation. Okay. All right. Maybe the hit is coming next. I don't know. I don't know where it might be.
Okay.
Oh, what? I don't think so. Probably.
I mean, I know it's a pickaxe, man. I mean, that's
based on my knowledge of cards. I don't think the non-hollow pickaxe is probably worth very much. But maybe
it's a gold pickaxe, though.
It is gold, and there's diamond in it, but it's not. But it's not shining gold. That's the issue. If it's shining gold, I'd list this right up on
shiny
eBay.
things. We all of us cardboard collectors know what shiny things means.
Yeah, my card instincts tell me that the non-personality pickaxe, non-hollow is probably not worth that much. All right, what else we got here? All right, we got a series 1. Should we go into a series 1?
Yeah.
I mean, let's roll it. I mean,
I don't know.
Was the other one?
Some of these packs might have some value to them. I really don't know.
If you pull that teddy bear, that'll be pretty cool.
What am I looking for? Is anyone in the chat know anything about Fortnite? Okay. All right. This one's different. Okay. Now we've got some scenes from the game. Okay. That's a checklist. Okay.
Yeah, well, you got to have that. Yeah.
Not sure. That's a great hit. Okay.
Who's playing? Does it say some streamers playing or?
No.
Is it on the back? Are you opening
that'd be a good idea,
backwards?
Or are these all backwards? No. I'm doing it the right. I think I'm doing it the right way. Yeah. I'm doing it the right way.
Fortnite noobs over here.
I'm a professional. This is top quality Fortnite.
Okay.
You know when people open cards at their camera like this, it's a high quality professional YouTube situation. Okay. All right, I got this gun.
Guns. Cool.
Okay. And the hit of the box.
Violets. That's pretty cool looking.
Yeah. I like the color. I like the colors on this. It's kind of. I think if this was really shiny, I've seen they have a shard hollow that is actually kind of cool looking. I think this card could look cool in that. I guess I'll keep going. Maybe we'll hit a hollow. I'd like to see one hollow because.
How many cards are in the pack? Not very many, huh?
I think there are maybe 6 in there. I have one pack here. Yeah, this has 6. I have one pack here that has a bunch of cards in it. 20 cards per pack. Oh. So maybe there's a guaranteed hollow in that.
I got a question for in the chat. Was I supposed to get one holographic out of that whole box? I wouldn't be surprised, but let me know.
That seems low, but like you said, older boxes, you don't know.
Okay, no hollow yet. Got this guy though.
That is Craggy Cliffs, yeah.
Craggy Cliffs. Everyone knows Craggy Cliffs from the game.
Unless it got blown up by the meteorite or the aliens or whatever the hell happened. I don't know.
We've got a Fortnite historian over here.
I know. I get the highlights.
Oh, this is album stickers. I'm going to skip the album stickers. All right, we got our last pack, last Fortnite pack. This is the mega pack, 20 cards per pack.
Boom.
This is this is really a sports feeling product. They are made by Panini, which makes sense. They have these mega thick packs. I got a lot of cards here in this one. All right. Okay, I think we've seen this. Starting to get doubles already.
Or they just maybe all might look the same. I don't know.
So these are all
okay.
Got a bunch of personality cards. I'm not sure what they call them, but
okay.
We got a hollow. We got a regular hollow. So no crystal shard, which I think is.
She looks good though. Cyberpunk 2077.
But I'm gonna sleeve this up. We'll sleeve it up. Sleeve it up, guys. You gotta always sleeve those hollows and
sleeve it up.
I don't think I have a sleeve, but
I keep this in my wallet.
I was unprepared.
Keep those things on me. Under the hat.
I was unprepared. Oh no, wait. There are sleeves over here. Hold on. We got these. Something.
Some people clean their couches for coins. I clean my couches for penny savers. Penny sleeves.
Yeah, man.
Let's see how big these cards are. Okay, they're regulation size. All right. So we got our hit. Do a little eBay search on that. Probably, at least $50 to $100, I'd guess, for that guy.
Basic says to put it in a Ziploc bag.
Put it in a Ziploc and send it to Scott. That'd be really funny if a ton of people just sent a bunch of cards to Scott as a back. No, really, we should probably send them all to Golden in a Ziploc
My
bag.
favorite lunch boxes were when my mom put that cookie in there, and I didn't know I was going to get one. It's like, oh, yeah, it's a good day.
Whoa, what's that thing?
You like this one, Mason?
It's cool. Like a Rudolph, or well, it's not Rudolph. It's definitely a reindeer.
That's an evolved Shrek's donkey. That's what that is.
Ooh.
Okay.
This guy, this little green guy. Red guy.
Wow.
Pink lady. Green lady. Okay.
Oh, yes. I like it. That's cool.
Another pickaxe. All right.
Ooh, okay, so the pickaxes seem to be at the end. Okay.
And a bubble popper and what was the other thing?
So what do people feel? How do people feel in the chat on Metazoo on Fortnite? Yeah. Do we have any Fortnite collectors here?
They're a little basic, they plain backgrounds, and but
what kind of hollow is this? Anyone know in the chat?
This Kish. I sold them all, man. I opened up that gold Mew and Mewtwo, and that was it. Never opened up another tag team all-stars. And I wanted to shout out Cardboard Empires here. I loved that video. He had a video, Card Life video. He's like waking up at like 4 a.m. for there was a release date. It was like the day of release of a Pokemon set.
Yeah, it was for Fusion Strike. Yeah.
Fusion Strike. Yeah. Freaking getting after it, man. I like it.
Yeah, I'm not getting up at 4 a.m. to run my store, but that's fine.
It's getting that 7-Eleven coffee mug. Heck yeah. I liked it. And I like the message in his last video where it was like, hey, let's not be toxic. Let's be nice to each other.
Yeah. Clay's great. I talked to him a lot. He's a good dude.
Is he located like near to you, Mason?
No, he's actually up in Danny O's neck of the woods. Danny Phantom's area. He's a little ways away from him.
Oh, okay.
Wisconsin, I think.
Oh, okay.
Up there.
Are you guys still you were doing a podcast, weren't you, at one point?
Yeah, we filmed a couple things together. It wasn't like a thing we scheduled, but yeah.
Just
chatting it up. Sometimes we recorded them, sometimes we didn't. Yeah.
Pokemon to the moon, don't you know? Yeah, good dude.
Is there a name on the foil card? Let's see. It's really hard to get it out of this sleeve. Just Echo, number 84.
So those aren't actually, I mean, those are skins, right? I mean, some of them are characters, but aren't a lot of them just skins or are they characters and you buy like the clothes and the skins and stuff?
All right, so people are trying to sell this card for $15.
$15?
$15. That is more than I would have expected.
Look out, Metazoo.
Look out, Metazoo.
Here's $10. All right, I'm losing money. The more I look, the more I lose, guys. All right, now we have to do what's really scary, which is going to sold listings. That's always the death nail. If you don't want to find out what your cards are actually worth, just go on eBay. Don't actually look at sold listings.
Everything goes up.
I think you should just put it on Macari for $20 and see what happens.
Oh yeah, my dreams have been dashed. $225 in auction with $525 shipping.
I don't know. There might be some overflow person in the chat might go buy that from you and say you influenced them. You got to be careful. You got to be careful.
We're not shilling We're only showing Pokemon and Metazoo tonight, not Fortnite. That was my bad.
Yeah.
No Fortnite.
I just can't believe the popular character of Echo is not more expensive than that.
You're in disbelief over there.
Of what?
I'm sorry to dishearten you.
I'm just so used to the stonks of Pokemon, it just takes a lot to rile me up these days.
Someone says I should sign it. First signed card ever. Auction that off.
Oh, there's multiple in here. Okay. Then I gotta open it.
What do you got over there?
This is the promo pack, and it's just sleeves, of course. Cool.
Sleeves?
Yeah.
Not even cards,
I'll
just
use
sleeves.
I'll use those. Yeah. I thought it might be because usually they give you a little promo, like a little chibi in the 7 Deadly Sins box, or
Yeah, that's what box toppers normally are. Yeah. Not sleeves, but
got
okay.
some sleeves.
Cool, man. It's cool.
I forgot about camera presence. You're getting the raw dog Swammey tonight after a day of work.
Look, I'm just happy to see you.
Hey,
I'm sure everybody else is too.
Always happy to see you, man.
That was the point of the stream, to get Swammey back on YouTube.
Yep. Give him a little taste.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of this card? That Dark Magician girl. Like it?
Where's that? What is that from? Is it a?
This is like a Japanese promo. I'll pull.
I think I like it.
It's
kind
from
of hard to
Japan?
see.
It's from Japan.
I'll
Wow.
pull out the actual deal.
I like that.
Got a couple of them.
That's a cool looking booster box.
Heck yeah.
What is it? Street Fighter versus what? What is that? Dark Stalkers?
Street Fighter versus Dark Stalkers.
What is Dark Stalkers? Am I an idiot? Do people know what that is?
No, I thought the same thing.
Oh, okay. Just want to make sure I wasn't missing out.
Got some Dark Magician girl here.
Extremely suggestive Dark Magician girl. Okay. Shocker.
Dark Magician Mason.
I'm just, that one in particular with the broomstick between her legs is a little more suggestive than usual.
Yeah.
Okay, I got a figure that looks like that.
Can you show us the other one, but close up, a little closer to the camera?
Sure.
If it focuses.
Let's get it to focus. That's probably the best focus.
Yeah, I think it's cool.
Yeah, so these came in these packs.
It's definitely different.
Yeah. I love the foil. It looks really good in person.
Yeah, I feel like the character, the body of the character pops out probably.
Mm-hmm. And she's got like a deep blue clothes.
There's like a flat foil in the back, but there's like a different foiling on the body, or
the body it's just like her necklace is got a foil. Her body's not foiled.
That's why it pops out.
Yeah.
I'm just glad you had the gloves on, or else it'd be really risky looking at it.
It's like Metazoo, guys. Where they don't foil the body, they just foil the background, so it pops out.
Yeah, that was cool. I'd never seen that one before.
I don't know the hits. This was a for fun box. Pretty sure it was super cheap.
They are. It's Jasco, so it is.
Another good looking pack. Akuma. Goki. Sweet. All right. And then a box topper.
I hope you get them.
It's kind of thrown in there. No. Elena. No packaging on that girl.
I mean, she doesn't look like it.
All right. Cool. Let's see what we get.
Let's see what the old My Hero booster boxes are doing. Let me see what they're doing.
Conduit.
Back over 80.
Ken, sweet. Kicking somebody in the face. Akuma getting kissed. Okay.
Yeah, they're hanging tough. They're right at it, right? $80,
Right at 80.
85, somewhere in there.
Yeah. Are they selling though? You have to look at actual, you know.
I am. Yeah, I'm looking at sold.
But is it like one a day or, you know, and people are just not willing to take the loss yet type of thing?
Probably, a couple in the past. Since the weekend, it looks like.
So I've got a couple topics, conversation.
Okay. All right.
So I noticed booster boxes are kind of getting back down to typical, right? I would buy a booster box at $85 a box all day, every day, and not even quite like pre-order that. Never thought that was a bad price. And I know some people might think it's kind of a bad price, but that's typical to me. So if we are back to typical pricing, what was typical PSA 10 of a modern set after the whole hype, the people that want it first pay the craziest price and things settle out, maybe give it like 4 or 5 months, maybe 2 sets have come out. A PSA 10 of like, you remember Shining Mew? I think Shining Mew was like, it was a little high. It was like $60 for a long time out of the Shining Legends. But at the same time, we have grading prices that are absurd, right? So it's tough to get an idea, but I always had an idea in my head of what a PSA 10 should be or what a booster box should cost. Sweet. It's kind of crazy. So this was just placed in here like this. And
another
I've never
one
seen it done that way.
Yeah, I mean, it's the PSA prices are going to be weird for a while, just with PSA not grading for anything cheaper than 150. Like once it gets back to $10, then you'll see true normalizing of prices. I think. But until then, you're going to see wacky, like you're going to see things that people really want, like selling for $150, $200 because the card's costing $150 to get great, and so.
It is kind of wild though. Like prices that's a back to normal price for me. I know Evolving Skies is still kind of high, but it's we made it. We're there. It's over.
It's like 115 right now. Evolving Skies.
Yeah, I mean, I was seeing a lot. I had someone reach out to me at 82 shipped, and I don't want them, but I don't think it's necessarily bad. I mean, that is a good price to get into even a Battle Styles. I think, if you want to hold Modern Seal product and you feel bullish on it, but
I mean, that's the floor. That's distribution. That's not.
So
that's the floor.
I'm opening up at that point.
Yeah. I mean, it's not actually the floor, but
I just paid $90 a box for Darkness Ablaze.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, it
pretty
may not be the floor if you buy pallets, but it is.
Well, I just mean the floor in terms of like these can go lower.
Like they can go to $60 a box. I mean,
I think it's 60 to 40. I think if those boxes go to 60 or 50, you have a massive issue in vintage Pokemon. Like you'd have a pretty big issue all around. Or Pokemon would have had made to make a really big mistake in terms of printing way too much.
Which may happen.
Yeah. But I mean, Pokemon's printing so much right now that if demand goes back a little bit, they'll just scale it. They'll just scale down their printing probably a little, and things will, there were some sets that were hard to sell at $80, $85, but the good sets for many years have sold well, at 90, 95 for most stores. So
I really
not even
don't
100, 500,
remember.
10. So
maybe it was just because I wasn't scouring the internet, but I really don't remember much below 80. it was like 85 shipped was a pretty good pre-order.
Yeah, it was only 2 sets that ever really got, or 3 sets that got below that. Like Evolutions got below that very, very briefly. But it wasn't like that easy to find it. And then you had like Crimson Invasion and Steam Siege. I remember Crimson Invasion. I remember some guy trying to sell like 78, just like offloading because he just bought too many type of thing because they didn't know it was going to be not well received.
I'm trying to see what I paid for Fusion Strike. Because that's like the non-inflated, like typical pricing is what I would pay for that.
But most sets, I mean, a lot of those like breakthrough, breakpoint, ancient origins into like a like early Sun and Moon, certainly Sun and Moon base, which was not very popular at all. And then into, Burning Shadows obviously was pretty well received because the Charizard, but even that, I mean, you could get that 95, 90, $90. I mean, no one made any money unless you were a store, and you were getting it cheap. You were avoiding sales tax, and you were ideally selling directly to customers through a website or something and avoiding eBay fees. Like that was, I don't know if you can talk about what it was like during those days for you specifically, Mason, but it was, the margins were much,
at $85
were much more narrow.
You would make maybe $3 a box.
Yeah. Like after shipping, like where were you selling most things for? Like most of those boxes I listed, like 95-ish.
I know they probably bottomed out during that era, probably. Yeah, probably 95-ish, 90. Yeah. If you're buying or selling by the case, you probably do a little bit better just because at that point you're just slapping a label on it and tossing it out the door. So.
And I mean more sort of like the larger, like fairly more reputable sellers, like including yourself versus like random person, like randomly someone would sell it for 78 just to get rid of it type of thing, or 80, 82, but you wouldn't see like 1,000 booster box or 100 booster boxes listed at that price. Most of those type sales were, I remember, around 85, 95. I think Troll and Toad was trying to sell a lot, even for over 100, 105, 115 for some sets. And like they would sell a box once in a while just because they were a major, I guess people didn't trust eBay as much or just would rather just get it from that store or didn't even know. I mean, I think a lot of people, even today, right, they don't really know where to buy. They just kind of go online and want to buy something for their kids or for themselves, and they just kind of buy whatever comes up and aren't going to necessarily compare too many prices.
Yeah, I mean, there are people that just don't trust eBay and don't trust, random websites. So they'll go to the Troll and Toads and things to, just because they feel like they can trust them. So, I mean, there's a lot of that.
Wanted to know, I'm just going to type it. I guess I'm sorry for interrupting. I'll just type
No, please. Any questions? Like Phil, it's totally.
He was asking about this one.
Yeah, go for
about this promo. So I'll just type the
okay
in the chat. But TCG Art House asked a good question.
Sure.
It's something. So this is the number one thing that I've had to like keep quiet about. So the Patreon, Dan did a fantastic presentation in Patreon on print run sizes, and I have kept my mouth shut many times. Like it's been something that I have wished to repeat, and I'm not asking it to be repeated here, but he's asking about the methodology for finding, print runs. And let's see what he says. Are people using retailer and secondary market prices as an indicator of print size? What real evidence do we have of actual print size? Everyone keeps saying it's a ton, but how can you really know? And
yeah. So we like on our Patreon, we went into basically the details where we got data from the Pokemon company for certain years. we got data from the Pokemon Company on how many cards they're printing a year, or selling a year. And then by set, we actually got numbers for certain sets, different years, over the 20 or so plus odd years that Pokemon has been. We probably had 8 to 9 different data points, and then with those we can kind of do an educated guess of how much was printed in each era, give or take 10 million. But that sounds like a lot, but really it's not that much because there are so many things printed that a 10 million difference is pretty insignificant.
10 million single cards?
10 million packs.
Packs, yeah. Still, yeah, that's a wide amount.
But, everything is over 50 million, so like, I think people underestimate. I think not everyone, obviously. There are people who probably overestimate the print ones. We often say things like that, like we know what everyone thinks, but there are certain people that I come into contact who definitely underestimate the print runs in Pokemon. And, when we talk about there only being like 1,000 of a card or 10,000 of a card, people thinking it's like, no.
That's not a thing.
For me, what was fantastic about his presentation was that you could use 1999 print sizes, print runs, WotC era, right? Because I can grasp how much WotC there is, especially when you compare today's print run sizes to the WotC era print run sizes, but factor in a pack to sleeve to grading mentality. That really blew my mind. And then what also was really kind of impressed me was just the thought of how small games like Metazoo and Flesh and Blood really are. That was huge. This is freaking sick. Yeah, this is cool Goki in the middle. I hope I can get a good, but he's like hammering down, like slapping the ground with energy, and the foil that's the hit of the box right there. Sweet. But yeah, I thought that was
actually those are nice looking cards. They have like Naruto vibes a little for me.
Yeah, kind of fun font and stuff.
Yeah, like all the Jasco of this fighting system, they're all meant to play together, so they're all have this kind of similar kind of layout to the cards.
They're nice looking.
Yeah, I mean they look like.
I think if I was connected to the characters, I would like these.
Love Akuma. One of the funnest characters to play.
Let's see what other questions we got here.
I can answer this one from Cameron while you're still looking.
Yeah, go for it.
Cameron's asking just if I have products staying on my shelves like crazy. Surprisingly, you'd be surprised. I sell probably anywhere from 5 to 20 booster boxes a day. It being cheaper, people are just more willing to go out and buy them. And I have people that come in and buy several at a time just because it's finally reasonable again. So,
yeah.
I mean, I have sold a lot of Fusion Strike. I've sold a lot of Evolving Skies since the prices dipped down, just because I think a lot of people were jonesing to open that stuff up. And it was so expensive that they just held off. So Pokemon is still flying, and it's still super, super popular, and people still want to open the packs.
I feel like it's in a super healthy place with a lot of that stuff. I don't know, how you're feeling overall, Mason. I mean, I understand that the amount, like the way they handled kind of reprinting everything so much, like having all the reprints and the waves hitting at once was really not good for LGSs. I think you did a video sort of, kind of coming to that conclusion, but that overall the amount of reprints is good. The fact that they're still, being bought, and people are, I think a lot of people who weren't buying and holding off buying, as you kind of alluded to, are now buying. And there's a lot of kind of hidden demand that wasn't buying at the higher prices, I think, or was kind of waiting. So
yeah, definitely. I think, a lot of people were holding off, and they're just like, okay, well, I may not get it when it's all hot and fresh and new, but I will, people like the cards that can pull. They're gonna open those packs eventually. It's just whatever point that they feel comfortable putting that money into it. They may not be comfortable buying it at 150, but for 109, yeah, they'll rip it and feel good about it and I still say I'm pretty surprised at how tough like Evolving Skies and Chilling Reign's pretty low. Yeah, like Evolving Skies and Future Strike is actually hanging pretty tough. I mean, to be sitting at 115, 120 right now, it's pretty good, considering just how much product there is out there.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think it's one of these things where, we might see some of these sets bounce back up $20. I wouldn't be shocked. I also wouldn't be shocked if they sat there for a few years. I think we just don't really know. But it's too early to say like we're back to normal in some sort of sense of like, I mean, who the hell knows? Like this could be a temporary, those prices may at $85, $90 might be temporary. And then all of a sudden that booster box may go back up to 120, a Chilling Reign or even a Battle Style. So,
yeah, I mean, and
I have no idea.
That's how the modern market normally flows. It's going to go up and down. And it's going to have swings of $10 to $15 sometimes. Just depends.
At least in this modern market, right?
I mean, even before,
not in the modern market of a few years ago, it would never have moved even $5, $10 up. Those boxes sat at $80 for $85, $90 for years and never even moved like $1.
Yeah, but
because no one was speculating on them, no one was investing.
Well, the situation also is that we're all buying them at different prices from different distributors. So the people that are buying them at $81 a box versus the dude that has to pay $90 or $95 for a box, it all plays a part in the overall supply and how low people will go. So if somebody wants to go and run through a bunch of booster boxes till it gets to the point where all the rest of us had to be putting our prices to where we're making money from those other guys that got pallets of it, yeah, I could see where it could be doing some wild swings. I wouldn't be surprised if it is and stays volatile until we get to a point where we can call up distributors and just order cases whenever we want to. It's going to be, it's going to be rough. Because I talked about in my video today, like what we got for Chilling Reign, Battle Styles, Evolving Skies, all these sets. This is just the end of the waves that we were allocated from the get-go. Like we were guaranteed this amount. What they choose to do after this would be all extra and true reprints of this product. So we're barely at the bare minimum of what they said that they'd be printing right now with what we got. So it's something to think about and keep in mind as we go into the end of the year and then into the beginning of the 2022 of what prices will be doing.
Yeah, I mean, to me, like as an investor, if I'm looking, I mean, I'm not investing in any of those products. I think they're much better options where you have lower risk and much higher upside. And I've talked about that even within Modern for sure, buying certain singles and getting into the graded game. But I think that like I would buy Evolve. Like if you believe in these booster boxes from this era and you believe in alternative arts as like a long-term thing that people are going to really want and a significant long-term chase, I would definitely be buying Evolving Skies at $120 over Battle Styles at $85. Because if you really believe these as like long-term investments, like that box is going to be $1,000 someday, or, in 2030. And the only reason it would make any sense to invest in something like that, really invest in it for 10, 20 years, is if it goes up that much. When we talk about compounding interest, the fact that it doesn't pay dividends, the percentage of eBay fees that you're going to eventually have to pay on it, the capital gains tax you're going to pay on it unless you try to get out of that. All that eating into it, you're really going to have to see really substantial gains in order for that really to make sense. And for me, like, I'd much rather for $30 extra go for the box that I think is way better than the other box. And I think,
Crimson
that's
that.
Sorry.
I mean, I used to buy a couple of every box, but it's like, no, there are performers. I just thought modern was modern, and it was another way to collect too. But
yeah,
this is an Akuma set for real. This is sick. But yeah, I mean,
Swammey's making like a little collection progress.
Yeah, he's doing great. That's awesome. A good hit, that one.
But yeah, no, there's definitely gonna be sets that like perform better if you believe. Evolutions to $1,000 is crazy, right? And at the same time, Crimson Invasion is, I don't know what 200, if that.
Let's take Burning Shadows, Swami. I think if you had asked any YouTuber, any person in the hobby, no matter what they're going to tell you now, do you think that Evolutions or Burning Shadows is going to be worth more in 5 years? Every single person would have said Burning Shadows because of the Rainbow Rare Charizard, and Evolutions was so much more printed and nobody liked it.
Exactly. Yeah, it's crazy. And Burning Shadows, it was the weakest
like
performing of that era. Yeah, because of the
What's Burning Shadows? 300, 350?
The pull rate of that Charizard is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But it's like, well, then why are you paying $1,000 for Evolutions? Oh, this is a cool card too. This is Darksiders. I don't really know much about it, but it's like, well, then why is Evolution so high? Because it has an even more ridiculous pull rate than the Charizard when you factor in PSA 10. And that's what people are paying a premium for, right? I mean, you can buy.
And I think the amount of hits. So I think if you want to take lessons from Evolutions, it like the opening factor and like the YouTube influencer hype factor and the fact that it's like base set, like I don't know how you factor that in, but if we put that stuff aside, it was the fact that there were so many hits in that box that if graded a 10 would make you money, including like Surfing Pikachu was going for like $150.
Dude, it hit a high of 350.
Yeah, exactly. And that card is in every, like multiple in each box, or like at least one a box on average or something.
One
like
a box.
Oh, yeah.
Surfing, flying, and yeah.
And Imakuni's Duo and whatever else was in there. So
quote unquote secret rares.
Yeah, exactly. So, and yes, they were not rare at all. But because of that, the expected value got so high, and because there was such a grading mania. There's so many factors that no one could have predicted to make that set. Now thinking back, we can do an autopsy and say, oh, that makes sense. There were a lot more of those things, even though those prices don't make any sense. But you can say, okay, because of that, and then you have Burning Shadows, where it's very difficult to grade. The only card that people want from it really is the Charizard. The expected value is much, much lower. The Charizard is so hard to hit. It's so easy to hit a reverse or regular Charizard. You're probably getting one every other box at least. One, regular or reverse Charizard, I'd think. So it
was so cool. That Rainbow Rare Charizard, it was the first Rainbow Rare Charizard, and it was like the coolest thing. And now, like, people can't stand Rainbow Rares.
Nobody talks about that card. So at that point, it was gold cards. Gold cards were like this, like, oh my God, elusive thing. Like Unlisted Leaf or someone would make a video about gold, like his gold card collection, and that would be his biggest video. And everyone was obsessed with gold cards. And then everyone was obsessed with that Rainbow Rare card. And the Rainbow Rares as being the chase in that Charizard. Yeah. And now it's like nobody talks about that Charizard. Now that Charizard is still selling for a hell of a lot, despite all of that, which is kind of amazing. And Rainbow Rares are doing financially pretty well from that era, like the good ones. So it's not like it's crushed the market, but it is fascinating. And this kind of goes to the point I say again and again and again about whatever is that hot thing at the moment is not necessarily going to be the hot thing in 5-10 years. So, or 3 years even. So, and they're going to come out with something else that people like even better. And you saw it with all that. I mean, gold cards, like Tag Team All Stars and when they started producing gold cards, like tons of gold cards, it completely destroyed the value of like the actual rare gold cards, like the one from Dragon Majesty, the ones from, and then you have like the silver cards, like the Dialga and those cards, extremely hard to pull, hard to grade. Those things all kind of disappeared from I think public view.
The tag team chase. So the tag team, I still think is the best modern product. I love tag team. You got red, green, blue, Charmander, Squirtle, Bulbasaur, basic. I almost said basic trainer, but then you got, and those are Japanese exclusive. And then you had the gold cards along with a possible God box, and the gold cards were 1 in 8 boxes ish. I pulled mine in like 8 boxes. They were amazing. They were the best. I thought they were the best looking tag team cards for like Pikachu, Zekrom, Charizard. If you were to go by the Pokemon 2-year standard, last year's anniversary set for out of English was the last chance. I mean, I remember asking that podcast, the Poke Tea Time podcast. I was like, "Oh, are they coming out with those gold cards?" Because I've been waiting for 2 years, and they're like, "Nah, I don't think they're coming out with the gold cards," and they didn't.
Yeah,
and I was floored. I bought even more tag team because I'm like, if that's the only way you can get these gold cards, then yes. And then to see them reprinted as a promo, I mean, you can just buy there's no chase to it. It's like, wow, like that is
they killed it. They killed the whole perception of it. And then the YouTubers and influencers didn't help because they just kind of moved on too and focused on other things, which is what I saw. They stopped making videos. So there's the whole thing of like, do the influencers and YouTubers, do they create the trend or do they just follow the trend? And so we think they create the trend. Like in that situation, it was a follow. It felt like to me, but then the fact that they didn't talk about it almost reinforces it. So it's like whatever becomes popular, people start talking about, and then it reinforces it and makes it even more popular. And that's the sort of thing that like I think we can blame people too much for shilling when in reality they're just following where the views are. And it can be annoying. I mean, that irritates me in and of itself, to be honest, but it's a little bit less, it's a little more understandable from that's people whose full-time jobs are YouTube. That's their business,
Yeah. I mean, like Unlisted Leaf and Leon Hart, those guys, they kind of have an audience that is just, they have a younger audience that is, what's new, what's in stores, what could my parents get me, and but I remember some fire Unlisted Leaf videos.
Oh yeah.
He was super excited, and it was a fun
his gold card collections, and I love those videos. I mean, Mason and I talked to you, I don't know, Mason, how long ago this was, like 8 months or so, about Dragon Majesty and gold cards, and I don't know if you remember that conversation, and just like how undervalued, underrated that set was, how there isn't that much of it. No one talks about it. It's better. Like there are certain things that are better about that than like Generations English, and yet Generations is so much more exciting, all these types of things. But you do see, I think those are really expensive now. Like, and I don't think Dragon Majesty is any sort of great set. Don't get me wrong.
I was so bummed out.
What?
I was so bummed out by Dragon Majesty.
Yeah, outside of the Dragonite promo, which I love, the Rainbow Red Dragonite promo, because I love Dragonite in the premium collection boxes, and the Gold Star, not Gold Star, the Gold Ultra Necrozma. It was, now I like Salamence. There are some cards that I like, and there were some variations that I liked of those Pokemon, but I think the letdown was like, where's the Gold Charizard Pokemon? This is called Dragon Majesty.
Yeah, where's Rayquaza?
Where's a gold Rayquaza, a gold Dragonite, and a gold, or at least bring in Gyarados or
This box this was black and white Japanese, and I think it was Dragon Frontiers, and it had Latios, Rayquaza, Druddigon had a great artwork in it. And
that's the one with all the like the rainbow color background.
Yeah.
Those?
And those premium collections were expensive. I don't know if you remember, for Dragon Majesty. I mean, that's part of why they didn't sell and they didn't print very much. It was like $75 for like 12 packs or something like that. And at the time, that was, I mean, you get a booster box basically for that, 36 packs with something else.
And so the promos were what did we say the other night? A Seadra,
and then it had the Dragonite, which is the good one. But yeah, the Seadra, but they were rainbow rares. But those cards are like, I have a few of the Dragonites. I don't know what they're selling for now, but I looked and it was selling for like 300 at one point that in PSA 10. It's probably less now, but
yeah, and it's just because nobody bought those and they were just not printed a lot of.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Tens do good.
Got Mike in the chat. How you doing, Mike? Good evening. You like do you like this shirt that Swammey has on?
Hey, yeah. What's going on?
Repping the Metazoo.
I'm meta catching tonight. Hope you like it. I'm combining I'm bringing the love between the communities and building the bridge.
Building a bridge.
Building the bridge on watercolored artwork. I'm looking for some Dragon Majesty.
Last night I went through a binder, like just an old binder, just to pull stuff out for grading. So it's very time consuming, but it's so satisfying.
This is why no one likes rainbow rares anymore. Can't even tell what that is.
I can't.
What is it?
So I like rainbow rares and I will always like rainbow rares, but I will tell you that I like a lot of them together. Like for some reason, like one of them alone.
I like rainbow rares.
I don't know.
It is, but these sets are getting so big. It's Gardevoir. Can you see that?
We can see it.
Okay, cool. The sets are getting so big. If you are going to make it easier to pull certain cards, I think it is the rainbow rare slot that can go. What I really liked about those gold cards, they did the outline of the Pokemon in color with a gold background and just made it flat. I think those look so good. So good. I didn't delete any videos, just made them private. I had a
Swami, you left us all. It's just been drama and toxicity since you left YouTube.
I don't know.
And really, it's your fault. I think we can all agree.
Well, that's why Meta Catchum's here to bring the communities together. Bring the communities together. We can all collect them all together.
If you don't restart your YouTube channel, it's just hollow words.
Right. If you're not shilling anything, like personally, what are we doing?
Do you have anything to plug?
I already got hooked on this pre-graded Dark Magician Girl.
Yeah, that's already sold. That's gonna be.
Yo, guys, buy these. I want to see all these bought tonight. No, I'm just joking.
All I'm saying is, HP Lovecraft has got some pretty cool ocean cryptid type creatures going on. If you want to look into that, that'd be pretty. I'd buy a lot more boxes.
All right, first person to tell me in the chat what cigarette company and what year this is from.
Oh my goodness!
I will send you something. Okay, you have.
Is the cigarette company still in business?
You have 1 minute.
Oh man.
Good luck. Let's see it. Marble. Cool.
I mean, yeah, obviously that's Jody's nailed it. Nailed it.
I don't know what else I got. I guess I can look in the chat for some more questions. Let's see. Marlboro, 1967, players 1966. It's older. That's a hint. Lucky Strike. 1890. Camel 72. I don't think it's going to happen, guys.
Yeah.
Um, you guys see any questions that you feel like answering? One question that's sort of here is, do you guys think that Pokemon, like, what do you think is the model of like modern Pokemon products? Like, what do you think that's going to be going forward in terms of the breakdown of like booster boxes, ETBs, some of these other ultra premium collection type items, the, build and battle decks, what have you that they're going to make? You think Pokemon's going to be consistent with that? You think they're going to continue to tweak it? Either of you guys, if you have any thoughts.
I know that one of the newest things they like to put out are these build and battle stadiums that have the build and battle kits in them. Has two of them. Then it has extra packs. It's basically for you to like do like a 2-person like battle against each other, kind of like a small pre-release. It's kind of a cool product. It is clearly just to like get rid of extra build and battle kits after pre-releases are over, but I think it's a cool product. Just it'll get people into deck building and get people into playing the game, which I think is cool. And it's relatively cheap. They're not expensive. So that's kind of a cool new product that it's kind of a nice thing to see, just because it promotes playability and allows people to have like an easy entry if they want to just play with cards from the new set and kind of stuff. So that's kind of cool. I mean, ETBs are obviously like the biggest, I think, collectible wise. I think that those are just growing more and more in popularity as people, and obviously the art on those are kind of like unique to the set and the color of the set. So I think those are really strong pieces that, even more so than booster boxes, that like are like the identity of sets going forward. So, and obviously, if you guys seen the RCS box for the next set that comes out, it's like white and gold. It's a beautiful box. It's incredible. And obviously, they're putting a lot of time and effort into making ETBs like nice display pieces that really showcase the set. So I think those are kind of like the flagship collectible things going forward for people that just like want to casually have something to remember, collecting a set or the experience of opening packs or whatever by. I think it's just a lot of people, when they pre-order from me, they buy 2 ofs because they want one to open and one to have on a shelf. So
wow,
that is a nice thing.
This RCS box is really cool.
That's beautiful.
I love that promo.
Yeah.
Love that promo. Is that, I'm looking at a mythical Pokemon collection. That's old. Yeah, that's the 20th anniversary.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be fun to do some games on here sometime. I think trivia would be fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I was glad to see Pokegal again.
Yeah.
She had some great games. Like Pokemon trivia. And all the people that lived in California would win because their internet was like faster connection. But Mason, you're working on Premiere Pro, huh? Can you give us a teaser
of what?
Of the video style that you're looking to get for this? You've already filmed 4 episodes or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I can talk about it. So now that the hype of just like Pokemon stonks is receding, I wanted to kind of go back to, what makes my channel unique, and more of like talking about things in card stores and like specifically interactions and stuff, tips and tricks and things to people may need to know going into a card store. And I think a lot of people are sleeping on the types of opportunities that are out there if you just put out some effort to go to these places that sell cards in your community, in your town. I think people don't understand that it's a really good way to, not only offload stuff that you want to get rid of, and put towards, other things that you want to actually collect. And you can, see things in person and actually buy singles, and you can have your pick of the litter for things. And I think that is something that people don't really think about doing a lot.
I think that's how the Flesh Gods is crushing it.
Yeah, the Flesh God. Yeah, I love, he always goes out and shows his pickups from his game store and how he got deals and stuff.
And he picks up a lot of minty cards, vintage and modern. And that is I'm looking at some of his videos and I'm like, dude, there's no way you can do that card by card as efficiently on eBay, for instance.
Definitely.
If you are buying cards to grade off eBay, like, you're taking your time. And if you can be in a card shop and have it in hand, I think that's got to be how he's doing as many as he's doing.
But I mean, he's doing really well with that, and I love seeing the stuff that he picks up, just because I have people that come into my store and they're looking to buy stuff to grade, and maybe they're not getting like the best deal out there on the internet, but again, it passes the eyeball test automatically when you get to have your hands on it and look at it yourself. That no amount of pictures can really show you and do justice to. So just talking about like stuff like that, and what we look for and the processes that we do that people just don't talk about: buying secondhand, selling secondhand stuff, percentages, margins, what effects and pressures get put onto things, how aggressive we want to be, stuff like that I think is just super useful and good to know. And people don't realize the opportunity when you can walk into a store and, like I said, get your pick of whatever single you want to get and just see what's in or whatever. It is a service that I don't think a lot of people take advantage of, and you definitely can use it to your advantage if you just knew what you can and can't do, and what the strengths and the weaknesses of having a physical card store to walk into. From just the knowledge standpoint alone, and going in and talking to somebody that deals with this stuff as their job or as their business, the type of information that you can glean just from having a conversation with somebody, it's super beneficial. And it really speaks to, you don't have to be a player or be interested in the game aspect of cards to have benefit of a card store in your area. So just stuff like that. I have like a bunch of topics that I already have mapped out, and some that I've already recorded. Just little quick little videos of me just frank conversations like I normally always do, talking about different stuff about card stores.
I'm gonna show up at your store one of these days.
I hope so. I would love it.
My girlfriend and I were thinking about, we are taking a trip, but we were actually thinking about taking a trip that wasn't going to be that far away. And I was thinking I'd just like hilariously show up. But
that'd be
we're not right this second, but maybe someday.
It would be awesome. I'd be down.
Yeah, if I'm ever in the area, I'm stopping by.
Hell yeah. If hopefully you wouldn't, I'd be so sad if you didn't stop.
Nah, I will.
I think I'm going to try and vend at least like 2 or 3 this year. So hopefully you guys will come to those, or I don't know what your guys' plans are.
I've got so many. I made so many slabs for people. I got slabs for you two.
Really?
Yeah. I'm trying to make everybody kind of smile when they see the cards inside. But Yeah, I got slabs for, Rainy Day and Dan and Nick and Pokey Gal.
It's a nice guy
Pokemon
here.
Classics.
Classy guy. Classy move.
That's awesome.
Yeah, in fact, I was thinking about just sending them for Christmas, but the plan was originally to get them to you guys at like a con or something. Because I don't know, it'd be cool. It's a blast.
Annual Pokenomics meetup at Mason's store, someone says.
Nice.
Party.
I mean,
nice, dude.
We can make it happen.
Have I shilled Marvel? Not tonight.
Yeah, you haven't shilled anything in a while.
Yeah,
Not
we haven't
tonight.
even heard about Marvel. What's up? What's going on?
The name of the stream is that you're shilling a bunch of stuff.
Marvel is in a good place.
That is not. I mean, I guess it's a shill, but it's a very.
I don't have any. It's tough. It's tough. There's some Marvel cards that are just. They really shot up. Some things really shot up, and I really like them, and I don't want to sell. And it gets me a little bit. I don't know. Marvel, if you're looking into Marvel, I would look at I purchased pre-ordered a Y Schwartz Marvel case. The next big set is selling out the gate right now. I think someone told me it was 300, but last time I looked, it was like 400 plus. I was no way. But there's a lot of stonkage going on in Marvel right now, and not for bad reasons. There's going to be some supremely rare cards in this upcoming set. They have Marvel cards. They kind of do it like sports. The last Marvel Metal set with PMGs in it and different inserts, the quality was the worst quality I've ever seen of anything I've opened up in my entire life. It was terrible. I could show you some cards right now and you'd be like, wow. So they have different parallels. And there were some cards I honestly couldn't tell if I was pulling a parallel or if that was just a holofoil on a base card. And then the quality was really messed up. And, I really enjoyed the product. I had a blast opening it. I opened up this Planet Metal Dark Phoenix, a beautiful, it's like a copper metal. It just goes perfect with her. But now you got a set that's coming out. They haven't proved to us, they refunded a lot of cards, or they sent out more boxes. You could do a trade in. If you had a bad card, they'd give you like a 2013 or 2015 PMG to kind of replace. They treated people right. And they know they screwed up with the printing. They had started up on a new printers, but I have no proof that they fixed that, and I can't pay 300 plus for a box to enjoy if the quality is bad. And so I'll be watching. I'm very excited. It's a Spider-Man metal set. It's the biggest stonking character with the biggest stonking insert in Marvel. But for me, I can't do it. But for $51, you can get a Weiss Marvel box and enjoy some Marvel. And that's what I plan to do. But yeah, Marvel, them PMGs, man. And if Magic is doing numbered cards, that is going to exponentially expedite Pokemon doing something similar with sketch cards or numbered or alternate arts. I think, like Jake has said that you might not care about alternate arts in a few years. And, not that that's the case, but it's just an example. You might not care that much about amazing rares. It just depends. They might come out with something so much cooler. It's hard to imagine, but they seem to keep doing it, right?
And amazing rares have humongous print runs. The alternative arts are at least rare. There are probably only 15,000-ish of those cards in the world each, at least of a lot of them. So that's pretty rare. But
that is pretty rare.
Yeah.
For Pokemon.
Yeah.
But if they start,
it's the same with those rainbow rares though. Like people underestimate, like these were hard to pull. Pokemon didn't do the gold stars were the only thing that were this hard to pull in the past. So
yeah, but can't remember.
It's nothing like the numbered cards you're talking about.
Right.
So it's absolutely Swammey. But I don't know if it's like, I'm very much like I think that it would surprise me for Pokemon to do numbered cards because they just seem so committed to this formula. But they've already obviously pushed. I mean, Hidden Fates to me was a big move towards collectability and creating like a shiny vault. I think
I
think it's interesting. I think if they're really going down that collectability route, where that collectability ends is serialized, numbered, rare stuff. But they may just stay with the formula. Look at those Pokemon video games. Those are pretty formulaic.
It would take like sports cards, they went through their junk wax era, and it was that era that kind of helped them to move towards the artificial or manufactured scarcity, right? It would take something similar. It would take a downturn in their card sales or something for them to look towards collectors as buyers, because right now I think it's majority kids, players. Last year I don't know.
I don't think so anymore at all.
But
I do. Yeah, go ahead, Mason.
I think they do a lot of service for collectors. I mean, I really do. Alt arts are proof of that, obviously. But obviously, as a playing game, a trading card game, that they playability is number one in their minds as far as putting out rarity stuff. But Pokemon has always been a collectible thing. I don't think they'll ever do numbered stuff because I think that just puts too much emphasis on super awesome rarity. But I could see them doing like just super rare, like one every couple cases kind of thing of just like some super weird Omega art. I wouldn't be surprised by that kind of thing.
Or like an empty canvas on the back with Sao doing a quick sketch.
Sure.
That would be sick.
They could definitely go to case hits before they do serialized. Like they haven't even gone to like case hits yet. Mm-hmm. Like Magic did case hits many years ago. So, and Yu-Gi-Oh has been doing case hits for a long time. So it's, the rarest we've got is like 1 out of 70, one every other box, generally speaking, type of thing. So, but it still sells, which just, again, it just shows you. And, the playability is not nearly as strong in Pokemon as something like Magic in terms of percentage, but it shows you just like the collectability. It's unparalleled collectability in Pokemon.
I heard it put this way today. Magic is like Starbucks. Anybody and everybody can go to Starbucks, but there are thousands of these little coffee shops that are doing it right. You go in and they got stuff set up. There's like all these little card games that are kind of doing it well for their little area. But Pokemon, Magic, and Yu-Gi-Oh are like the big three, the Starbucks. Mm-hmm. And I don't think that changes, but there might be new card games that come up in and make it like a big six instead of the big three, or how did they put it? Like an alternate three, I think Flesh and Blood. And I don't want to talk too much yet. I'm really excited about that, playing that game. Just from watching like an 2-hour how to play thing. It was like, oh, this seems like a lot of fun.
So John asks, what's your take on signed Pokemon cards? Why is this so incredibly niche compared to sports cards? So, I mean, two main reasons. The main reason is going to be that most people are not artist fans, they're Pikachu fans, and you're getting the artist signature, you're not getting Pikachu signature. Whereas in sports cards, you're actually getting the player's signature of the person who's actually on the card. That's who you're a fan of. That's the one that's putting up all the stats, etc. That's the biggest reason. The second reason is that Pokemon doesn't have, when you have cards that are pulled, when you can pull a signed card, which sports has been doing forever, it creates a very different experience, and it's much more easy to value that because you know there are only a certain number of them. Whereas like, how many signed just like regular Michael Jordan cards are there? Like how many cards did Michael Jordan just sign? Or like how many, and using Pokemon, how many Arita cards are there? I have no idea. And there are tons of new ones all the time. Whereas if you get a signed, or if you got a signed Arita serialized card that came from a pack, everyone would know you have one of only 10 that was ever created. And you had like one of the first signed, cards from an actual set that was intended to be there, that has that serial number, that where the signature is tied in maybe with the art and the artist. And like, that is a much different experience and hits much different way than you just going to like some con and getting like a Rita signature on a random card that may or may not even be authenticated by PSA because they may say it's like not good enough or you don't have enough proof. So that's all. The signature market is something that's really interesting to study, and I've looked at it. So how signature market also has to do with like the attractiveness of the signature, where it's signed, what age of career of life is something signed. There's all sorts of things that when you dig into the signature market that affects the values of just like raw, non-intentional serialized type signatures that the signature market in Pokemon is a very not established. I think it's kind of people are way overpaying, in my opinion, for certain signatures, probably underpaying for other people because there are certain artists who like never sign because they're contractually obligated to never sign. They may never sign, or not sign for many, many years, maybe never. Some of those are extremely rare versus an Arita. There's a lot to unpack. And then there's, do you get it on the card? Do you get it on the case? Where do you get it? How much does that add or detract? Is it inked? Is it not inked? All that's gonna play into it. You don't have to worry about that if it's an intentionally signed card by the card company. Then it's not inked. It's part of it. So hopefully that makes sense, John. I don't know if you guys want to add anything onto that.
Yeah. I mean,
go ahead.
I was just be real quick. Pokemon has so much going for it and so much like multifacetedness to just the IP and the brand that a signature on a card is going to mean the world to somebody and then nothing to somebody else that may like a different part of the Pokemon sphere. Like, do you want the voice actor's signature on the card? Do you want the artist? Do you want the guy that designed the Pokemon? Like, this is all the stuff that would play into what has value to somebody as opposed to just
I want Swammey to dress up in a giant Pikachu costume and then sign all of my Pikachu cards.
Sorry.
Sorry. Immediately apologize. But I think that's
really
the struggle
cool.
with signatures, is that it's just they don't all mean the same thing to everybody.
Like
we got Flex Gods in the house. We were just talking about you a little bit ago.
Yo,
you and I should do a video together. It's been far too long since we've hung out and talked.
Yeah, I think like if you think of like a Sao collector, right?
Yeah.
In a binder.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Sao. And I've got a couple, I'll in certain sets, if she has more than one card, I'll put her kind of in a page. Like I won't go with the set number. It'll have a Sao page because I really like her stuff. And I've never really taken the time to like go and buy her singles and put the binder together. But there's 2% that will, 2% of the pop that will, right? And they love it, and they'll pay $50 for a common card with a signature from Sao on it, maybe to put in their Sao binder. But it's really tough to it's not the same kind of demand really as I can see how it can turn a common card into a little bit more, but it gets completely different when you get higher up there. You know, with Marvel, gosh, I haven't seen any sales, and apparently there's like one main sketch card guy that has kind of just controlled the whole market. But Stan Lee, there were sets with Stan Lee sketches that came out in that set. That would be amazing, right? And they're old sketches. Like the sketches today, they have color and done really well. Like these are pretty, old school. But if you could have pulled that one day and it was Stan Lee, and man, that'd be awesome. But I'm sure it would go for a lot more. It is totally different being able to pull a signed card than it is like someone else's memory of meeting the person and getting a card signed. Like I've got some Mike Poole cards signed that I keep that are pretty cool, but it's like I didn't make that memory. It's a little curious to wonder like where he met him to get that signature, but yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, for me, like meeting people, like meeting celebrities, it doesn't appeal to me. So unless they're like a really interesting person, or I'm actually like going to go out to eat with them, like the idea of like standing in line to take like a selfie with someone who doesn't care at all about me, doesn't know me, just because they drew my favorite card, like that for me personally doesn't add any memory or experience. And I love opening packs. So for me, I'd much rather just like open like a signed KG card. I don't really want to meet KG that much. And KG definitely doesn't want to meet me. I mean, there are a billion people who want to, who want to meet him. You know what I mean? So it's sort of like, does that make sense? Like, I don't like if I had a personal relationship or connection to some of these people, that could be really cool. Or it could suck if I didn't like them, don't meet your heroes type of thing, but, or, don't meet people you like, but that's kind of how I've just like always felt. Like I've never had that, yeah. But I mean,
even with Stan Lee cards, I mean, Stan Lee, he's in every MCU movie. He's got like a little scene, and he created so many characters, iconic characters, right? I mean, Sao didn't create Pikachu, even though she might have drawn that one single card. There's something about Stan Lee creating these characters through art, through comic books, and then he does a sketch for you on a card and then signs it. And then at some point it's like, well, maybe I would rather have a Stan Lee signed comic book of Spider-Man or something. But what are you laughing at, the chat?
Sorry, Manny's just hating on KG. He's close. Couple more KG comments. He's gonna get the ban. He's gonna get the timeout.
Chris Bosh over KG.
Chris Bosh over KG. Who is this guy? At least pick like Tim Duncan, like for a good argument. Chris Bosh over KG. KG won that finals basically himself. Chris Bosh was third wing, and a distant third wing to Dwayne Wade and LeBron. Get that weak stuff out of here.
Mallrats was Stan Lee in Mallrats? I don't remember that. Whew.
I think Tim Duncan versus KG is a better debate, but Tim Duncan definitely had he achieved a lot more on that Spurs team for sure. But just as like a specific player, they were both amazing in their primes. Thoughts, Mason, on KG?
He's all right.
It's all right. Did you ever try to get into sports at all? Sports cards, Mason?
No, yeah. I mean, I know it's a big market, and obviously the last year was a huge push on it. But yeah, I never did get anything or do anything with them. Just don't know anything about them.
if I had a lot more money, I would definitely go have, I get into sports because I really like it, but you just need so much money in that game to collect what I would be interested in collecting. Because there's cheap stuff which I collect, which I love, but frankly, I have a lot of it from my childhood. I don't need to like rebuy it. So I am completing like a couple PSA 10 sets of like really, really cheap, like $5-10 cards that I just love from my childhood. But the middle stuff doesn't interest me. Like there's that it's like a million variations of every player. So it's like the stuff that interests me is like, really cool, like the best rookie card of some of my favorite players and like PSA 10. It's just a fortune. He's a Timberwolf, not a Celtic. Man. This guy. I almost bought tickets. He's having his jersey retirement ceremony. I almost bought tickets, but they were kind of pricey.
Oh, nice.
And again, it's just like I'll just watch it on TV and it'll be also great. I do miss going to games though. Are you a sports fan, Tommy?
Yeah, I was really big into sports, like fantasy football, like daily fantasy. But then Pokemon blew up and I started to make quite a bit of money and I shifted focus. Plus, it was kind of weird with all the fans like out of the stadium. I was like, I could either watch football or I could go create listings and listen to Pokenomics Sunday live chat, right? And I picked Pokenomics Sunday live chat and started listing some Pokemon cards. So yeah, the last game I was at, I actually went to the Suns playoff game last year, and that was a blast.
Oh, that
was a blast. And it was actually
that was such a fun team. That was a really fun team.
Yeah.
Suns.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean I can't wait for it to open up. But yeah, just Pokemon literally Pokemon took me out of, like, I was deep. I had spreadsheets and I was signed up on, was it Roto Grinders? I was doing daily fantasy. I was having a blast with that. But
what is it? Roto Grinders?
Roto Grinders. All they do is look at matchups, see, like Andrew Luck is hitting T.Y. Hilton in the third quarter of the middle of the field, and this safety that he's playing this week is terrible at it, or this safety is hurt and his backup is actually terrible at covering that part of the field. And it would get into just everything. Offensive lines, how far is how many catches is Alvin Kamara going to get? Are you playing DraftKings? Are you playing FanDuel? Because that's X amount of points per catch versus FanDuel. You don't get those points. I don't play FanDuel because I don't do kickers. But yeah, I was pretty deep. I was pretty deep into it. Is LaShawn McCoy going to score 4 touchdowns because there's a blizzard outside and only Buffalo knows how to play in the snow? Like, it was a blast. It was a blast. Had a good time with it.
Yeah, I did some sports betting, some sports gambling a few years ago. I won a bunch and then lost it all. Just classic gambling.
It's one of those daily fantasy.
I put only $100 or something, but I like matched the $100. I think I got it up to like 1,000, and then I lost it. Bet it all on like one thing and lost it all.
One night out on Saturday night, just won too many beers. Like, screw it, we're staying out.
It's the type of thing though that like I wanted to kind of lose it all because like it's addicting and like I didn't want to put any money in it. So it's like you lose it all, then you have to not put more money in, and that's the. Yeah, that's sort of like your moment to like, okay, that was fun and for entertainment, and now I need to like
just wait until you go to a game, have a couple beers, and you're like, oh yeah, the Coyotes are coming back, let's go. Like you're going into the third quarter, you could place a third quarter bet or third period bet, and the Coyotes are going to all of a sudden score 4 goals because you and your buddies are drunk enough to hope for it to happen. But
I mean, I was a big poker player for a long time. So I've definitely done my fair share of gambling. Although poker is, when you play it like me, it was pretty meticulous and boring. It wasn't it was just trying to increase your odds and just kind of win over time. Yeah, I used to find I enjoy, so I loved it when I was like in high school and when I was younger. And then when I started playing like more online and playing like lots and lots of hours, I just hated it. I just found it like very depressing and like repetitive.
I met this kid in college who was doing that. He was playing, it was my freshman year. And I remember going up to his roommate and being like, dude, you got to get that guy out of there. Like, I didn't even know you had someone living with you until like months in. I had actually gone inside his place. And this guy is like sitting there on like six different games going on at the same time.
Yeah.
And I didn't say much. I was like, oh, that's crazy. A couple of months later, the kid is still in there. It's the second time I've seen him in my life. And I'm like, you got to get him out of there. And he's like, no, man, he's made like $250,000 this year playing poker. I'm like, no way. Holy cow. And he's just in a dark dungeon, just mobbing on people on poker. I was like, hey, more power to you. Why even go to school? Keep doing that.
Yeah. I mean, I told my mom I was going to become a professional poker player, and she said no. That was a nice conversation we had when I was in high school. And I think she told me something like, games. Your grandfather would be ashamed if you did that.
Oh,
that's interesting. Like that's a very interesting.
Yeah. And she was big on, and my family's big on, service. So she felt that type of job, it's, I think part of what's so depressing about being a poker player is that you are winning and someone else is directly losing. So a lot of jobs, you hopefully do something that is actually valuable for people and improves their lives, and you get paid for that. When you're playing poker, you're literally taking money from this person across from you. And I used to I would take lots of money from people, and they'd be like incredibly depressed and anxious, and like they probably really needed the money, and people would have these awful reactions, and you have to sit there. Now, it's part of why playing online can remove you a little bit from that like human element, but it's not a fun scene. Like I think it's like going to like Las Vegas and hanging out and like playing poker with your buddies and getting drunk and having a blast is fantastic.
Right. But that's one thing.
The grind, the grind there. And so I think that, that was something that was just like instilled in me, is like, So that's why I've always been about, I went into a non-high paying field and then have tried to figure out other things, like other ways, as I've become like more interested in investing in money over the years. But I won't go too much into my story, but yeah. My other parent was a financial advisor and a lawyer at a top law firm in the country. So different sorts of things.
Yeah, I am excited for Flesh and Blood Gonzaga. That reminds me of another time I was lucky. I remember the first time I was playing March Madnesses, and gosh, I picked Villanova over North Carolina. Do you remember that? Like 6-7 years ago? Villanova over North Carolina, and then the next year I picked Gonzaga over. Like, I won it. Like, I had the top two teams in the finals. I remember that Gonzaga game. I picked it within like 2 points for a tiebreaker. I crushed these March Madness. I'm just a lucky dude. I'm just a lucky guy. That's why I'm going to win the Flesh and Blood Nationals tournament, because I'm so lucky.
That'd be sick. That'd be sick. Yeah, part of me wanted to like quick learn Metazoo and try to win those like first competitions.
That would have been cool.
It's good. Yeah. And they were online too, weren't they?
I don't know.
Convenient.
They did some in person too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if there were like ways to do it online or online elements, but like I saw pictures of the actual people like holding their trophies in person all together. So I assume they all played in person.
Yeah. There's a couple of other callings. Las Vegas was the first one, and then they did one in Cincinnati, and they did somewhere else, somewhere in the Midwest.
For Flesh and Blood, yeah. I've seen photos of those. But wasn't Metazoo tournaments held online at first?
I don't know.
Anyway. Oh, they do. Because you couldn't get the cards, so they would play on Tabletop Simulator.
Oh, okay.
It's like a program that you pretty much input cards into and build a deck that way virtually.
I just downloaded Fab for Tabletop yesterday. Pretty pumped. Give it a shot. How's this chat doing? Hey, Pokemon Classics. You're another one that I got. I got your slab still ready for you. Made you a slab, bud.
I love Pokemon.
Who was I talking with today? I think I was talking with Dan that we were both saying some nice things about your channel, and Dan was telling me some nice things about you as a person, as he met you in person. I think briefly. I think it was Dan.
Yeah, probably. I think they met at the last event.
Yeah, I always like Pokemon Classics videos.
I'm jealous because he likes to edit, and I
He's so good
editing.
at it.
I hate editing. It's so like I love the outcome and it's worth it, but I just hate the
edit your videos?
Well, I am in this new series. That's why it's taking so damn long, because I'm having to learn. I'm having to learn how to do all this.
I was like, where were the edits in those videos?
That's so funny. It's so tough though, mate. Hey, I feel your pain, man. It's time consuming, definitely.
Especially when you don't know what you're doing.
Hotkeys help.
Is that what the secret is?
Yeah, for Adobe Premiere, I think it's is it Control C to cut, and then you can just go back and forth between clicking on the video file. You can cut that video file exactly where you want it, where the audio lines up. But hotkeys will help you make it a lot quicker, and you can cut out all that stuff a lot quicker and stuff.
See, I'm not even that far, so I'm really sucking ass.
Rainy Day Collectibles was listening the whole time silently, and then made just one comment related to.
I saw.
Yeah, we saw. Yeah, I saw
a little sneak.
I thought that was so funny.
Zakil.
Just a little jab.
It's just one word.
Good luck, Mason. That's tough stuff.
I hate it.
Yeah, I think
don't do it if you hate
it. I don't get. I'm just gonna be completely honest. Like I don't get too much value, and I want to be careful because this probably isn't true in some cases, but I think oftentimes I don't get that much value in like edited videos or sleek videos. I think that I often find myself like just enjoying like the just person talking to camera. But I do think that for example, like taking this conversation, and maybe not this conversation because we haven't said anything of value.
Why are you all watching this?
This is just a pure hangout.
92 people watching this bullshit.
but like in the past, and I do. So I have talked to an editor and someone who has wanted to help out the channel, and like we've thought about eventually taking some of these longer chats, taking out some of the things that would be like really helpful and making even some shorts or some short videos out of them, because there's a huge portion of the audience out there who's going to see 2 hours and not even click on it for a second. And, I think that's probably the majority. It seems to be, huge majority. I mean, when I was listening to some interview with someone saying that, he is trying to reduce his videos down from 3 minutes to 1 minute because people just don't have the attention span for 3 minutes. And I thought to myself, oh my God.
Did you watch that Pat Flynn box opening where he opened up the whole box he opened up every pack and he put every pack on the screen and he opened up the whole box within 36 seconds?
Yeah.
You're talking about Pat Flynn?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, check it out.
Pac-Man for some reason. Sorry.
Check it out. It was interesting. It was a trip.
No, I saw it. Yeah.
I thought that was pretty clever.
Of course we saw it because it was only a minute long. It was worth it.
I was like, well, then why am I watching 4 minutes talking about it? Show me the dang box.
I think I'm going to start doing some shorts. I think I'm going to do some collection shorts where I just show.
Did you ever see that cream of the crop short I made for you?
just some short, cool collection, videos that I think would actually work well in videos, but don't really need a lot of commentary. And then I think maybe taking some of the longer conversations and just pulling out things that maybe are particularly useful.
Did that make you chuckle? I hope that made you laugh for at least a second.
Pokemon Classic says, that we like the long form content. Yeah, I do too. I mean, the thing is I spend a lot of hours a day doing notes and or doing some card stuff. So having something like this in the background is like very pleasant and enjoyable and doable for me. I think some people don't have like a lifestyle or structure where that's possible. And they might actually be interested, but they just actually don't have the time. But we love hanging out and just talking about this stuff too. It's not necessarily just about the information. It's also just about spending time together.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
You don't really build a relationship in 1 minute intervals.
What's fun is it's like Mason's card life is always ever changing, and Jake's always getting into some shenanigans that's interesting.
Some off the wall.
I get to share some random stuff that I've been getting into, and I enjoy these. But I'm just interested in cards. Like Team Covenant really have been liking their content recently.
What?
They have a podcast. I guess it's called on Thursdays. It's like Throwback Thursdays, and they're playing like dead card games from the 90s. And they're opening, I think they're opening, but they're just basically taking from scratch, learning the game, playing it, and just interesting. I love card talk. I love the business side of it. I love what makes things successful. Metazoo's fascinating to me. Flesh and Blood is a really interesting story. I'm obviously what is going on with Pokemon at any given day. What kind of shenanigans is Rudy getting into? I just love all this crazy world of
Rudy.
Yeah.
I just can't believe he didn't buy a better blowtorch than that.
That was so weak. I was not. I'm like, come on, man. Come on, man. You got a blowtorch, but you got to light the blowtorch. There's usually like a little clicker on there. It lights itself.
No, he's too cheap to buy one of those. He has to do the manual,
They all come with it. I'm like, all right. Got to get that Bic in there.
We're doing it.
This guy.
Yeah, that was. That could have been so cool.
You know what's really so cool? Video. You know what's so cool? That 2 years ago, not him burning the card.
What?
2 years ago, imagine before he's doing all this sell you cards for X amount of dollars or whatever. 2 years, just 2 years ago, like we all would have been sitting there going like, I can't believe he got a card made from a professional game company making a game. How cool is that? And maybe I was just oblivious to some of the games Rudy plays on his channel. I've always enjoyed Rudy's channel. I've always been a little bit intimidated by Magic the Gathering, so I've never taken it. I've never really made an effort to play it. Flesh and Blood is kind of exciting because it's kind of new. Like, what is there to be intimidated by? But I just always enjoyed Rudy, and it's definitely been interesting just the last year. And I'm happy for him. A part of me is happy for him, and then it's just interesting to see people's reactions. Like, I don't know. And there's
you don't think he's coasting right now? I think he's coasting a little bit right now, where he's just like making videos on autopilot and just saying the same stuff over and over. There's not a lot of innovative talk at this point.
Well, what was innovative and interesting? One of his old videos popped up, and he was talking about 2013 Commander. Okay. Yeah, never cared about any Commander set personally, but it was fascinating to hear his explanation of the price of Commander and what it does, and basically just don't be a Timmy and hold. I like Braveheart's hold, but yeah, it's just I don't know. And now you've got him burning cards with his picture on it, but a couple of years ago it was like, hey, look at that, he's got play mats and stuff, and it was different. It was a different vibe. I can't put my finger on it, but yeah, I don't know. It's been a very interesting year.
I watch probably one out of every maybe 6 or 7 videos, but he posts like 2 a day. So I mean, I'm watching Rudy a lot. That's multiple times a week to watch.
He hasn't been putting out 2 a day here recently.
He hasn't been
maybe 2 or 3 days.
Yeah. But he's much bigger to me than just his videos or channel, just like what he's been able to do, obviously. And it's one of those things that he's like, you're always going to have disagreements and different, ethics around certain decisions and certain things, but you always got to respect. And I feel that way about a lot of people and other people, like people in the Pokemon hobby I'm not going to mention, but who are getting a lot of flack, a lot of heat, a lot of anger, extreme anger. I feel some of those feelings about those people too, just like they helped build this, establish this when there was no one here. They were passionate about it for so many years. Like,
I don't know who you're talking about.
So I'm talking about you, Mason.
You are not talking about me.
Mason's been getting a lot of heat, and Mason, helped build it.
It's been quiet here recently.
Recently things have been cooling off. Yeah. To me, I was really disappointed in the Pokemon community. If for me, I thought it was childish. I thought I was disappointed in a lot of content creators kind of taking advantage, because yes, I understand people are upset they're not able to buy Pokemon. The modern product coming out the gate at $200. Yeah, I can see some people being upset. I don't know how much of that was people being upset because they couldn't stonk on it with everybody else, but I was disappointed in the way people were demonized, either for views or just from a non-understanding of the situation as a whole. Just you're trapped in your house, you can't go anywhere, you got some extra money from stimmies, you want to spend it on some pokies, I mean, it's like, why couldn't we have been better? I mean, I didn't think the hobby handled itself very well at all. I think if you look back in 5 years, you're like, man, that was an ugly time. It was a wild and crazy time if you isolated yourself to, groups that were having a fun time. But if you were involved in a lot of areas that you were typically involved in, a lot of toxicity. And it was like, you just didn't handle it well. The sports card market were very happy for people that had carried hobbies through down times and openly said, get yours, guys. It's your time. You carried the hobby to this point, and now that everybody is interested for XYZ reason, you're there to benefit. And I'm in that camp.
I think there's a balance though, because like I think that like a lot of my frustration came from people who I felt should have warned people or preached caution and patience and not FOMOing and all this type of stuff. And I heard that from nobody who is big at all. And we can say that isn't their types of channel, that isn't their job, that isn't that type of stuff. And I think that's true for like most people, to be fair. So that's where my frustration started. I know you and I felt the same way, Swammey, because we used to talk about it like all the time, just feeling like the voice out there right now, like the expert voice out there is basically just like, this is going to the moon, just keep buying, everything's going to keep going up, things are cheap, blah 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 blah, and just giving false information after false information. Then it switched, things kind of plateaued or went down, and then only then did that like toxicity stuff come in of like the drama of like people who made money are evil, basically. And people who like view this stuff as like investments are evil, and this broad brush that was sort of, and then a lot of like weird claims about certain individuals and like, over the top things, some misunderstandings for sure. And then, but I think on both sides, like I think most of the arguments or most of the things that happened, like in their essence, made a lot of sense. Like the polarization and the level of drama was too much and people were unfair, but like the argument, the underlying arguments, I think had merit, on both sides of whatever sort of argument came out this year. But I
understand. It was extreme. There were extremes.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I just hung out with people that I enjoyed and I knew I was going to be here for the foreseeable future. So I wasn't very concerned for myself, but
I had a good time elsewhere, but yeah, it got pretty
Swammey is sexy AF right now going on.
I see Hisoka over there. I am getting red. Whew.
Show us that Metazoo shirt. Yeah, open that shirt up. Give us a little.
I'm bringing the force of love, baby. Force of love. I got my Ketchum Metazoo get up coming out. Yeah. I think Hisoka's got a black and white purchase that I gotta watch tomorrow. I saw that. Pay attention. Eyes forward. Yep. Yeah. No. It was very disappointing. It got a little out of hand. It really did. It's in the past now. I really do. I feel a lot better. I've and maybe it's just me not stressing about videos or something, but yeah, I think it's a lot better.
Yeah, I like still I think have some grudges, but I think I'll get over it as time goes on. I'm usually not a grudge person, but I think what's so frustrating is that some of the people I'm frustrated with are like the most have had such tremendous success and continue to, and are thought of by like the vast majority of people as like these wonderful people. And I think that is, it's hard to see in life, whether it's in this or anything else, someone do things that you don't like and then become very successful off of it. That isn't a good feeling, because it teaches you, it almost makes you feel like you have to do that to succeed, or like that's how you succeed, or like you should have done, or there's something wrong with you that you did, and but that's life. I mean, to be honest with everyone, I mean, that is just life in whatever you're doing and whatever you're in, there's going to be some element of that. So it doesn't help to be bitter. So, it's one of these things of, just trying to move on and try to see the good in people. Right. And appreciate the positive things that people do, even if I don't like some of the things people did, that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And it's better for the hobby. So,
yeah.
I think.
Yeah. And I think, it really is just getting better. I mean, when everybody's satisfied, if they can walk into a card shop or Target and Walmart and get what they want, they don't want to go home and watch a video, open their product to a super negative video, and it'll get even better. I think we're in a good spot, but it'll get even better and better. It really will as time goes on. But I think it'll be a good lesson, because if something like that ever happens again, we need to, and I think the hobby will be a lot better. Even people that were new this year, they'll definitely know what's up.
Yeah,
definitely.
And we're still more mature than the Yu-Gi-Oh community. So shots fired, Yu-Gi-Oh community. Unnecessary shots.
Yeah, just randomly. What? I mean, Jesus.
It's because I brought the love between Metazoo and Pokemon. He's got to find a new enemy.
It's a 100% joke. I actually know nothing about the Yu-Gi-Oh community. It's just a saying.
I mean, I didn't say you were wrong. I just said that it's just out of the blue. It's just random, is all.
No, I was trying to say something positive about the Pokemon community, that, yes, we were toxic and some things happened, but, we still we could have handled ourselves worse. So.
Now rainy
day. Yeah, there we go. Second comment of the night. I know you're watching out there. Lurking. Zakheel's lurking.
I think it really sucks, just because people were frustrated, and it's so just prolonged and out of the norm of what we are used to, that it just got to a level that was not healthy.
Yeah, it was stoked. Fires were stoked.
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing to sit there on release and not be able to get something. Like, that's a normal thing. But for you to go 6 months without being able to get a product, that's just not anything that, in this type of culture where we have instantaneous everything, to have to wait for something for so long is very out of the norm of what we are used to.
Well, imagine it. You're waiting. You're American. You're not used to waiting. You're stuck in the house, and you're not allowed to do anything. You can't go anywhere, do anything.
At least we're not Canadian, like Canadian Yu-Gi-Oh players out there. Firing random shots.
Like the nicest people on the planet. But yeah, so
I got another dislike for that. Got it.
Oh, the drawer. Yeah. Get that drawer shut. I feel better already, William. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it just was like, yeah.
Let's see. What are people asking here? Commenting, want us to comment on Gary and Gary this year. I think I'm gonna pass on that. Do either of you want to say anything?
I haven't seen anything about the new stuff. I don't know. I haven't seen anything about it.
Is there new stuff?
Apparently.
It's not new. It's just more videos about the same things, I think, mostly.
Hisoka has a comment. The people that buy NFTs from Logan Paul, Gary, and Aoki. I don't know what that comment was referring to up further in the chat, but I can't believe that people buy NFTs from Aoki, even Aoki, let alone Gronkowski. Did you see how much money Gronkowski made? Like more money than like 90% of the players on the team combined with his NFTs that he came out with last year. I don't know who's buying those NFTs, and it's Rob Gronkowski. Like, I can't even imagine buying an NFT of anything else. I can't believe it, man. NFTs. I think there's a lot of money. I think there's going to be some money that was spent on NFTs over the last 2 years. that's going to be worth a lot more money in the future. It's totally possible. But I think most of it, we just don't know where it's going to go yet. NFTs of the 2020s Beanie Babies. Yeah, it's like if NFTs were 2020s Beanie Babies, but Beanie Babies are going to come back and be a thing in X amount of years when they figure out a market for Beanie Babies, because NFTs are going to be a thing. We just don't know what it's going to look like.
People like to collect stuff. People are moving more and more online. Digital collectibles work from a psychological perspective, and there's plenty of examples of that, including kids collecting Fortnite skins and all sorts of things online already, not to mention people in our generation doing things like Cartoon Orbit and other sorts of things. So it's already, honestly, it's a proven concept in that sense. It's just who's going to execute it and what's that going to look like, and how are people going to showcase it, where's the marketplace going to be. And obviously these influencers are just making a ton of money.
Yeah.
And
I mean, what's the future eBay of NFTs? The second I know that, I'll buy an NFT. What's the future Amazon of NFTs? But we don't know that yet. And I'll probably buy that company's stock instead of buying NFTs. But man, I missed you guys, man. I missed everybody in the chat. This is a good time.
No, it's nice hanging out, talking cards. Yeah, I'm gonna do cards. I'm in the middle of doing a bunch of sorting, trying to get things a little more in order.
You get that big Troll and Toad Evo submission put together there, Jake?
No, I'm working on really going through everything in my collection and pulling out everything I want to get graded eventually, and then putting it into like a few different categories of what prices I would grade them at. That's what I'm working on now. But eventually I will get into the bulk, and yeah, it's great fun. And and I said this, I think last night or something in my stream, that what's like for me, it's way more about building a huge collection than it is about being able to sell it one day. And so I think that helps me enjoy things and have that longer sort of picture and dedication sort of picture.
Any heaters or any big bangers that you forgot you had laying around?
Yeah, I found some cool stuff. I found some gold stars that I didn't realize I had.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Yeah, I just found like a few gold stars that I forgot that I had.
Just chilling.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I found like 30 more Evolutions Charizards. That I completely forgot I had. So I don't know. I went through my binder last night of the X and Y era, and I had a lot of full arts from that era, some cards that I really love. And they're sort of like 9-ish 8s, and I never graded them before, and now I'm on the fence about maybe grading them. But it was honestly fun to just look through it, because I really hadn't looked through it in a long time.
Yeah.
So Jake took them from the factory, confirmed. Yep, I was that guy. I was the I wasn't even in the hobby at that point. That was pre me in the hobby when that happened.
It's funny to think
Jake got more cards in his collection than Mason's shop. That would be interesting. I doubt it, right? You have so much, don't you?
No,
just have you seen single cards?
Yeah, just cards.
How many 5-row boxes do you have worth of cards?
I think I have, of those like 5,000 count boxes, I think I have 5. 5 to 10. And then I have maybe like, of like the smaller white cardboard boxes. I have maybe 10 of those filled with top loaders, 5 to 10 of those filled with top loaders. And then I have maybe 30 or 40 binders. And then a lot of graded cards. But I would guess you have more as a card shop.
Yes. In pure quantity.
Yeah.
You gotta watch the videos.
The quality of your bulk is probably far superior to mine, I would say, probably.
I have a lot of just like sun and moon bulk that I just never got rid of too. Though.
Same.
Like,
yeah.
Like a lot of it is not quality. like most of those, like the top loader boxes are good. Like there's some serious value in those top loader boxes, but most of my like 5,000 count boxes, I picked through those already. So it's mostly just stuff I opened and just like threw in the box and haven't looked at since type of stuff. And at the time, like it was during like that crash of like the bulk. So I just like, it was like a penny or something a card, like it was just awful. So I just threw it in that box and I was like, yeah, maybe one day I'll be able to make complete sets of this and I can sell it for like $10 or something like that. That was my thinking, or $10 to $20. So it's possible.
Yeah. Making complete sets is really cool. It's good. A little, uptick in value if you can pull that off. It's just, it takes so much time and you're always missing like the rare trainers and stuff like that are just like you just don't have in bulk.
Calvin Kirk says, how do I feel about it? Oh, sorry, Swam.
No, you're good. Go ahead. I was just gonna.
He says, how do you feel about grading modern cards to hold for the long term, being 10 plus years? I feel pretty good about it. I'm doing it, but again, I for me, it's like your key, like anything that is just like a regular EX, GX, or V, like it would have to be of like a very key Pokemon, and I would have to be like, this is a guaranteed 10 for me to grade something like that. And obviously there is no guaranteed 10, but I'd have to feel like very strongly that this is a really good shot at a 10. Outside of that, I'm just grading, rainbow rares, secret rares, now alternative arts. I'm grading shiny, anything that's a 9 or 10 that's shining, generally speaking.
You're preparing that, grade, right?
What?
I think the key is that you're preparing to grade, right?
Oh yeah, I'm grading those at $8 a card eventually when it gets back to 10, and then they have an $8 $750 special. Thank you, Swammey. Yes.
Yeah.
I might wait 4 years. I might wait 4 or 5 years to grade that if I need to.
Yeah, long-term stuff.
I may never be able to. It is possible that even though they're saying they're going to bring it down, they just like if they only get it down to 20. The vast majority of that stuff I won't be grading. Like a lot of that stuff I won't be grading. So
really, $20 is not worth it to you?
People are way there's so much easy money out there. I'm gonna just put it this way, that like I'm not interested in taking a gamble to make $5. Like to wait a year, and then if it comes back and I happen to get the 10, I make like 30, and if it comes back at 9, I make nothing. Like I think I just put that stuff in a box and I'm going to wait for it to appreciate or not, basically. And I'm going to focus on turning my $1 cards into $50 if I can, basically, like for me. And there's just so much out there. And there's so many other things that are non-Pokemon too, that I just.
I have things like my Dragon Ball score. Like, yes, I'm going to grade it one day. I don't need to grade it because I have no desire to be selling that anytime soon. Right. And I'll be patient. I got a whole list of stuff that I have no urgency to grade right now because I have no intention of selling. And if you're talking about modern grading, grading modern for the long term, I would not grade anything with modern. You might be able to get some super deals coming up soon, like a $7 to $10 PSA 10 modern chase card is going to be maybe a thing. And I mean, if that pops up, then it would be much easier for you to just buy that card in a 10.
Yeah.
But if you're talking about grading modern, you would want to wait until prices drop to grade. And by then the picture is going to be so clear, much more clear than we are at right now.
Yeah.
Cause I think people grading cards might hit us the same kind of wall that happened with modern product last week, right? Like where everyone's just getting all this stuff and it's working until it doesn't, and then it's back to normal. It'll be the same thing for grading, and it's going to happen kind of quickly. And the prices that you're paying right now, yeah, it'll work until it doesn't. But for modern cards, there's no rush. You're good to go. You're good to wait.
Swammey, are you a binder guy, or do you like graded stuff better?
I like my collection to be graded.
Okay.
And well, like I love binders of things that like I'm never selling because there's no one's searching for them, right?
Right. Yeah.
Or just things that I don't care. Like I know, like I got a feeling I got that 7 Deadly Sins binder, and some of the Weiss cards might actually get to $1,000, but it's got an old gum pack. Like I thought it was Shonen Jump, but it wasn't. It was like a gum pack type deal. It came in packets of gum, stuff like that. I just love binders, right? Stuff that it's like, I'll flip this open and look at it. And then there's cards that are like super favorites, like Shining Tyranitar, or it's a classic, but there's certain cards, bangers, right? I could care less about a lot of the rest of the cards in that set, right? Or something like that. But like a Vampirella, I'll put a whole binder full of Vampirella. It's fun. It just depends on what it is. It sounds so pathetic when you say all these things out loud, like you know what, I mean?
What do you mean?
It sounds kind of like hoarderish, like I'm a hoarder, but
well,
I mean, I just asked your preference. I didn't
there's a fine line between a collector room and a hoarding room, and a lot of it has to do with how big your room is and how well you put your stuff away.
Yeah, is it organized or is it not? There's a fine line.
So,
I mean, yeah, it's all fun.
Enjoy your life.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoy your life, Let's see. Anonymous says $10 for a PSA chase card. Do you really think so? So I think, like, generally speaking, the cheapest PSA 10s I ever bought got to about $12. And those were like first edition Jungle Fossil commons and uncommons. I was buying like at $11, $10 a pop. And that was the cheapest 10s I ever bought. So generally speaking, if PSA 10, if I also bought some legendary collection, non-reverse foils, just like regular cards from the set for like around $8, $9, $10, $11, $12. Generally speaking, at that price, there's zero incentive to grade, right? Because you have to hope to hit a 10 to make like $3, basically. Yeah. And so no one's grading. So what happens is it can't possibly stay at those prices. So you might get a couple deals like that, but eventually no one will keep grading that. All those cards will get absorbed at those prices. And then the supply will dry up because there's no new supply coming to the market because those raw cards are sitting out there, but there's no incentive to be grading them. And so that price will, if people actually still want the card, that price will go back up to usually the very cheapest you're seeing for a PSA 10 is like $20 to $25 for any sort of like desirable PSA 10. That's like soup. That would be like very, very rock bottom. Healthy is like 50 for people like us. If you can sell your 9s at 25, if you can buy the card for $1 to $3, sell your 9s at 25, sell your 10s at 50, you're making great money. But then a lot of people, and probably now, because there's so many more people doing it, will flood that and it'll crash it back down again. So you'll probably see waves of that. That's what I would say.
That's for Peak That Chew, the closest card to me. And don't ask me about it.
You guys should all show us the closest card that's next to you. The very closest card.
I don't have a card close to me.
Card no gaming. Hold on. I mean, there'll be deals. Search ending soonest auction. You'll be able to start finding some stuff that you'll feel proud of. Like, oh,
Putting together a nice little shiny GX set.
Sweet.
I love it. I love shiny GX. So I'm working on that.
This is it. This is the one thing I had. This is it. Just a little EVV max.
Ah, all right.
Little EVV max.
You know, when they're $2 a pop, sealed.
All right. For those of you who have waited this whole time, I've got a treat for you.
Oh boy.
Fortnite album stickers.
Oh, I thought he was talking about the base set heavies.
It's not a good treat. It's not a particularly, I mean, maybe it is. I don't know. Let's see what's in here. But this is not opening well at all.
Are you putting the gloves back on?
Oh yeah. Brian Kilkenny's in the house.
Oh, you gotta flex.
He's got to see this historical moment, bridging the gap between the communities, between the masses. Yeah.
Oh no, I'm damaging these. Uh-oh.
I actually have an old Blue Eyes White Dragon in here. Here's a dark elf.
Okay, there's something shiny in here. All right.
Shoot.
Okay, so we got this thing. Not really sure what this is.
Yeah,
Shills.
what is this again?
Coat of arms.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Okay.
It's like half of a card.
Uh-oh, bottom half.
Yeah. Okay.
We got a puzzle.
You got a bottom half of some sort of shiny. Let's see.
It's the 2 pieces of Exodia.
It's got some shine to it. Do we have the other half? We don't. And now we have the top half of some other character.
Oh, they're not just like mix and match where you can just put them all together no matter
All
what?
right.
Is that it?
That's it.
that was the peak. Huh?
That was the whole pack. Yeah. So that's just a thank you to all of you guys for
just 2.5 hours of
hanging
whatever
out
this was
and listening to us.
This is from I don't
what,
know.
95 people still. All right. Okay. I see.
Man.
I see. So I don't need to say anything useful to key people.
No, see, you're putting way too much effort out.
I'll know that for the future.
This is from a Yu-Gi-Oh buy. It was part of a big collection purchase. There's some cool cards in here.
Yeah, have you been buying a lot of collections, Swam?
Yeah, and you kind of get stuff like this.
No, trust me, Yu-Gi-Oh is the bane of my purchasing in my store.
This was my card right here.
Ugh.
Super broken. The bane of your store?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I just don't have anybody that knows Yu-Gi-Oh, and it's just a slog because there's so much that doesn't have value.
This was my favorite. One of my favorite cards behind Someone's Skull. Let's see if I can get it. Yeah. Love Sword Stalker. But there is a Blue Eyes in here.
Look at him. Look at him over there.
You know,
he's just like, oh, you got Yu-Gi-Oh?
Hey,
all right.
Those are my favorite, dude. So cool, man.
Just pages and pages of them.
That's awesome.
So cool.
I'm looking at yours. You got the goods. Those are awesome. Yeah, I mean that red eyes with the same art.
Dragons.
Oh, see, I like that one.
These are cool.
And Gaia the Fierce Knight.
Okay. I can show them better. I have them slabbed.
There was a really beat up Blue Eyes in here. Swords of Revealing Light. Yeah, man, those are so cool. So cool. You have a video, and you should tell people to go check it out.
These are Japanese.
Because Penguin Soldier.
These are
you guys remember Penguin Soldier?
Pre the Konami.
Because the shine on the follow foil on the eyes of that Blue Eyes is so cool. There it is. I was like, hey, he's got a Blue Eyes. Check that out. SDK. Thought that was pretty cool.
Got some Marvel for you, Swan.
There you go. Stockage. Hey, yeah, I really like that set.
Some 90s.
Great set. Great set.
I like the where is it?
Yep, throwing a lot of that away. Yep.
What'd you say?
I've thrown a lot of that stuff away. Yeah.
that stuff was so cheap, to be fair.
Oh, yes, definitely.
That's understandable to throw that away, to be honest, before this year. Like I thought that stuff was like undervalued, but I had no idea that it would do what it did at all. Like that was just crazy.
That's next level.
That Yu-Gi-Oh? Is that what you're talking about?
No, that Marvel stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You know,
we just got the ultras.
Here we go.
That's the only ultra. Can you go back to the first page?
Sure.
So I don't have to pull it out. That's the only ultra that the bottom villain's true power with Frieza on it with his tail cut off. Yeah. I bought multiples of those, but that was really the and I guess I have the top left with Piccolo and Goku.
I love so I'm trying to get, so this is an all personality binder that I did. So I managed to get one. I managed to complete almost one of every holo limited. This took me a while. For people who know TBZ score, it was no easy feat, but yeah, this whole binder is all the personalities. And I'm trying to complete a PSA or a BGS 9.5 10 set of every card. That's going to be like a 10-year goal. So you cannot find these cards. And then I also have the whole personality set of the GXs too.
That's a fun goal though.
Some of these cards are so cool. Like I love these cards. Like the alt foil on these cards are so sweet. It's a little picture, but
in Dragon Ball. So epic.
Yeah. And you've got some of the trophies.
Mason doesn't need to flex. He's got an arcane on in the background.
That's it. That's all I need. Dude, I don't own things, guys. I'm a Buddhist monk. I have no possessions. I have this EVV Max, and that's stonks for me.
Should we open a Teenage Mutant Turtles pack?
Yo,
yeah. Those aren't cheap, are they? I don't think they're cheap.
I bought them for really cheap. I'm not sure what they're going for, but I think I want to say they're going for like 50 or 60 now. So they're still pretty cheap.
Oh, the whole box?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a little hard to get the ones without the black. So for people who don't know, these are tops, and most of tops boxes from this era have a black line through the front or a black X, because the ones that didn't get sold And oh my gosh, let me see what's the story. They were sent back or something like that. There were many. So everyone that didn't get sold got that black X when it was returned originally. So shall we crack some wax?
Yeah, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, man.
Little fresh box. So yeah, it's always fun cracking wax. Who wants the gum?
No.
Oh man, you gotta eat the gum.
25-year-old gum.
Gotta try it.
30-year-old gum.
Don't let the kid in you die.
So we got Donatello.
Nice.
Raphael.
So that's our character card. These are going to be scenes, different scenes. So these, for example, like I'm a little surprised. So there are a lot of these cards, but I'm interested to see eventually if people start grading these.
Oh, I think they will. If the comic books just keep going up and up and up, I think they will.
So yeah, I bought a lot of them. I think I have like 30 boxes of these. So I bought a bunch of top stuff because I got a really good deal from one guy on a lot of stuff. And I see the upside. I think they're cool. I think they're fun. I also, these packs you can sell for $5 each right now to people. And I paid $15 for the whole box. There's 60 packs. So you can make $300 off your $15 just like that. If you take it to like a Comic-Con or something like that. But the boxes are really undervalued. I mean, people just don't know about these things, you know? Now there are some that people know more about, like the Mario one has really gone up in price in particular. And the Donkey Kong one can be a little hard to find. Now the older Topps boxes from like the 60s and the 50s, those are impossible to find. Like you have a bunch of TV shows like Gilligan's Island, like Three Stooges, a fortune if you actually found one, like 10,000, 20,000, 30,000. I don't even know. It'd be hard to put a price on some of those boxes. Let's see, do we have a gum stain on this guy? No gum stain. But there's so much stuff out there, guys. That's what you have to be aware of, you know?
Just because he's been talking so much smack.
What do you got? Who's talking smack? Me?
You ain't seen him? Look at this card and tell me who's talking smack. Yes, it's Akil.
What's Akil doing?
He's trying to defend Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, come on, man.
Oh, he's up there defending Yu-Gi-Oh!
There's no defense of Yu-Gi-Oh!
Sorry you're so like triggered by that.
All right, boys. I think I'm gonna be cutting it. Getting out of here. Yeah.
Okay, man.
Whipped out the meta Ketchum unification, peace, love, joy, happiness, scalper, make your money, evil, all in one. And enjoyed seeing y'all again. I got one more day, and then it's gonna be a long weekend. I hope you guys enjoyed Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah, it's just right here. It's right here. We're so close.
Thank you, sir.
One more
you as well.
Any plans?
I'm heading home, doing dinner at my girlfriend's house, and my mom's coming as well. That's the plan. How about you, Mason?
Black Friday, man. Small Business Saturday. Thank you for the opportunity of getting me to say cardinalgaming.com will have deals, massive discounts all across the store, online and in store.
Bye.
Better hurry up because I'm gonna buy.
Chilling Rain booster boxes, $90.
I just need a discount on that sweatshirt. And what size do I buy?
What do you mean? What size are you?
I don't know.
What size is that vest right there? Is that child size?
This is Amazon one size better fit because this is what you get.
That's fair.
I don't know. 6'11", very handsome. I mean 6'11", like 5'11" and a half, 6 foot.
I was gonna say, Jesus
Just
Christ.
depends. Very handsome.
Well, you'll be
broad shoulders
with this hoodie. So yeah.
So is that
very handsome,
a large? Shoulders. Would you say a large?
Yeah. I mean, you'd probably handle a large. Yeah. Yeah.
Does it shrink a little bit?
No, they're pretty true to size.
All right. Well, then my Christmas is gonna be set.
Oh.
Good night, all y'all.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah. Good. Loved it. Had a great time.
Swammey.
Seriously.
Good seeing you, man.
Take it easy, man.
See you.
Bye. Hi, Mason.
Hey, man. How about Swammey, guys? Can we get a bless emoji for Swammey just for hanging out and making time for us? He's so busy. Such a busy man. He's got so much going on.
Bring back the channel.
Just man, just wild to see him. Came out of retirement just for us.
That is true. So what else, Mason?
Oh, I don't know. I'm about done myself. So
Okay.
Unless the chat wants to throw something at me, something to talk about, or else you got something. What else you got?
Nothing.
What else are you thinking about?
I'm happy to end it, but I'm also happy to keep going for a little bit. Whatever you're feeling.
I mean, look, you can ride solo into the sunset if you want. I'm not going to stop you. It's your channel. I mean, those are the rules. Basic says he's good for another 3 hours.
Another 3 hours. Should I do one of those like streams for charity things that people do?
Why not? Sure.
I don't even know how to do that. I guess I could figure it out.
Yeah. It's probably a Twitch thing. I don't know.
24-hour. I saw someone do a 24-hour stream from the Pokemon community on their YouTube channel, and I was like, damn, that's a long time. I think I get pretty loopy.
Yeah, you can get bad enough as it is, and then no sleep on top of that. It's real bad. Basic out here asking us. Let's talk about Metazoo Kickstarter graded card prices at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Mason.
Yeah.
What should I be buying in Metazoo?
I don't know. Is Nightfall $200 yet? I haven't looked lately. I haven't had any to sell.
It dipped under 200. I was seeing like 230 pretty steady down to 220 from TCG Player, and then Facebook you could get them for like $200 for a little bit. What is it at now? I'd probably pick another one up if it was like 180.
Yeah,
just to open.
Looks like right around 220, 225
on TCG.
What was it, eBay?
Oh, eBay, yeah. Let's see what TCG is. Yeah, it's up to 240 now. It's kind of up a little bit.
What do you think about the true random? Do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing?
What does that mean?
So when they pack the booster boxes, there's no guarantees as far as what's in there. And they're saying a lot of the spell books for Nightfall,
they're all reverse. Yeah,
they're all reverse. Well, not all of them, but very, very heavily skewed.
Like more than 9 out of 10 cards are reverse. Like if you get one full holo, that's like a decent one. That's what I heard from people.
Yeah, I mean, from what I saw from Argos, like it was like 8-2, basically, reverse.
Yeah, I heard it was even worse.
Yeah, I mean, you opened a box that had all reverses, which I think is terrible.
Yeah, I mean, those spell books are so super cheap at $40 each right now.
Yeah, they are.
Weren't they 50? Weren't people like that? Like, what did you get them at?
I don't even know what the MSRP is supposed to be for those. I have no idea.
But you don't get them like alone. You get them as like a
package. Yeah, I have to buy them. The way that Channel Fireball does their packages for stores is you have to buy like one of each of the theme decks. I think you get like 4 of like the blisters and the release decks, and then like 1 or 2 spell books and a booster box. So yeah, you have to like buy it that way.
Yeah, they're really those are really not selling. Well, it just shows you. Yeah. I mean, I think the idea is you can't get old scratch from that too. And I think that's what people are. That's definitely a big part of the excitement. Is trying to pull that 1/100.
You think an old scratch for Pokemon would be cool? Something like that. It's not necessarily numbered, but it's just a super rare pull.
Dude, I'd love it.
You'd be about it.
You have to have box toppers, then But I mean, it'd be cool if they did, like the red ink. I know is like a part of like that box topper. Like you could have some sort of cool variations, but then like 1 in 1,000 or whatever would be like this insane rare card. Sure, be fun. You just have to be super careful that it can't be mapped.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's the thing with Metazoo is that if it's true random, then it's really can't be.
Yeah, but like those could be mapped in the sense that like if you open the box, you could like shine a light or something through the you had to open the box, but you could shine a light through the box topper.
Oh, you're talking about box toppers specifically.
Just specifically like with the red ink. Yeah. But if it's in a pack, I don't know. But if you have a high enough value card, people will find a way if there's a way. Let me put it that way.
Oh, yeah, of course.
But no, man, things are good. Things are good. Buying a lot. Excited. It's been fun. It's really fun buying. I love buying Modern. I really missed it.
You're just really buying the dip, huh? You're just really digging it, huh?
Yeah, I'm just buying cards that I really, really like for just very cheap amounts. So, I get to buy hundreds of cards for $1,000. It's great. Hundreds of slabs for $1,000.
Yeah.
So, or a couple $1,000s or whatever, like roughly $8 to $9 a slab in a lot of cases. So it ends up being for every $1,000 I'm getting, 11, 110-ish slabs or something like that, 105-ish slabs. So it's fun. I love having just like, and now I'm starting to, I've been paying sales tax on most things forever because I wasn't really a reseller. It was really for a collection, and investing, and I would sell some, but now I am starting to separate. I'm not paying sales tax on certain things with the specific plan to collect sales tax now, on those items, from people as a reseller and sell them. So I'm kind of getting more into that, separating my inventory from my collection, which I never really did too much of. I just sort of took the 6.5% hit, on transactions before. So yeah, I'm interested. I'm learning more about all that tax stuff. I'm interested. I have an accountant who's we have some family accountants and stuff, which is nice. People who in our family who are like CPAs, so we get to see. I see an accountant at their firm, not my specific family member, someone I trust. And
yeah,
it's nice to learn kind of about. I'm interested to see how collecting sales tax works at like cons, because I'm gonna have to take like meticulous notes and be able, all that type of stuff. It'll be interesting. Yeah. I've just never done any of that, and I love like new challenges and learning new things. So
yeah, I do not love taxes and things.
Yeah,
I don't care to learn about all that. Luckily, our bookkeeper does all that kind of stuff. Make sure everything's getting allocated right.
Yeah,
it is far easier just to pay somebody to do it for you, and just go over it with them, making sure everything's all, being calculated to the right category, and then please do it all.
Yeah, I think what's hard is just keeping, like, I have to keep records of stuff because, I've basically done stocks forever, but with stocks, I can just look up on my Schwab account what my original cost basis was exactly when I sold it. It records all of that automatically, so that when tax season comes, I have all that information there. Where if I don't record the sales, particularly when it's a cash sale, when it's a sale that isn't, if it's through eBay or PayPal, if it's through PayPal, I'll get a, form with that stuff on it. So I don't have to worry about it there. But if I'm, but I do plenty of sales just over Instagram or just, through random people. So, and just through friends. So all that stuff I have to like take notes and stuff on, but I guess for you, it records it automatically through your systems.
Yeah, if we do like a PayPal transaction or whatever, the bookkeeper has access to all that. Yeah. So they can categorize that. And
the sales tax is just collected automatically, I assume, on your items, stuff like that.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
What's the sales tax in Kentucky?
6%.
6%. A little bit better than me, but not too much better. We're 6.5 here.
Yeah, the crappy thing with selling online is that each state has their own parameters that they follow. It's either
California. Oof.
It's either
based on
it's either based on how many orders you ship to there or a dollar amount.
And not to mention frickin' overseas and what they have to deal with, all the charges and taxes. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's all good.
That's a whole nother world over there.
Just getting we have to worry about the extra charges and things. Sucks. Who has to pay for that kind of stuff and crap like that.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm ignoring chat here. What do we got here? Red ink looks like the Pikachu illustrator. Yeah, it definitely has some similarities for sure. I noticed that too. Jake, is not buying set cards and only focusing on promos a decent strategy in your mind, or are set cards a truly missed opportunity? I don't distinguish between set cards and promos so much. Like I generally gravitate towards set cards as a collector because I like collecting sets and just always have as a kid. And I like cards that I'm pulling. Like the idea of like I'm automatically getting this card doesn't appeal to me as much. But clearly there are some promos that, you know, only come in specialty products, or just there weren't that many of those products made. Like in Celebrations, the metal cards are good examples. Or, you know, when we look at the Japanese side, there's so many of those like specific boxes that have like very, you know, or the Pokemon Center having like specific promos, that type of thing. Those versus like your like tin promos that are just like endless, or even these ETB promos that are fairly endless. Little cat there.
The tin promos are always a dime a dozen, a million of them.
But that's just for me personally. I gravitate and lean towards sets unless the promo is some sort of unique, interesting thing for me. Yeah. That's kind of my feeling about them. But I used to talk to Rafi about it because Rafi actually gravitated more to the promos generally. So
I have people that
it's very subjective.
Go through and just they're number 2 based on
exactly. You can create sort of a set of the promos, right? Yeah, exactly.
So you can want to do that.
Yeah. So that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. I totally get that. It just, I think it's just that I like to pull the cards from the packs myself, ideally, and yeah, you lose that chase with the promos.
Yeah.
But trying to buy them all has a chase to it, you know, certainly. And I could definitely see how people enjoy tracking down each, you know, Sun and Moon promo. There's so many of them, for example.
Yeah, Sun and Moon has a shit ton of them. Of course, Sword and Shield is already up to like 200, and it's not even the end of its cycle yet. So there's going to be a lot of those.
Yeah, there's so many fun ways of collecting. It never ends. And when you're like me and you're a crazy person who just collects like 10, 15, 20 different things at once, it gets to be a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, my ideal thing would be to never sell a card again. And just wake up tomorrow with like, I probably need like $200 million.
I don't know if I could do that.
Yeah.
I'm just so used to
selling.
Flipping.
I think it's funny how like you don't collect at all, but we both love cards and can just talk about this stuff for hours anyway, that it like doesn't matter.
Yeah. I still think it's interesting. I think it's cool. And the how they design it and how they come up with what's rare and what's not. I think it's all cool. I think it's all. Yeah, I don't know. I get excited when I see a rare card and, you know, something that's expensive. I think it's cool. I think it's awesome. I get the same feeling that you probably do when it passes through your hands.
Mason got the Dr. Evil vibe going on.
Yeah.
Okay.
This one in particular likes to get up in my lap.
Cute. What's going on in life for you? Everything going okay at the store and with everything else?
Yeah. We Pikachu, just quoting you, my goal is to never sell a card again. And he goes, me, just a gigantic cringe. Yeah, that's real. I could not function that way. But no, we actually just signed a lease on our second spot. So store number 2 is on the way. So that's exciting.
That'll be cool.
Yeah.
It would be fun for some of us to come down there.
Yeah, definitely.
Bring some fun product. Maybe we'll have to start. We'll start you a little collection.
Yeah, we could find. I'm sure we'll find something. Yeah.
What would be your favorite box to open if you could choose any box?
Booster box?
Yeah, what do you think you'd enjoy most? Any booster box. It doesn't have to be Pokemon.
Well, it'd probably be Pokemon. I don't know. You said Neogen earlier. That sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty good.
Should have grabbed one of those for only $20,000. Let me just,
Yeah, right.
It's a lot.
My kids were playing. Boundaries Crossed was one of the first boxes we ever bought. So I probably want to open one of those again. It's just a super random set, but it's a cool box just because it'd be nostalgic for me.
Second store will be all Yu-Gi-Oh? Question mark.
Yeah, no. I just wish I had somebody on staff that knew anything about it. It's just every single person we interviewed, they were just like, anything about Yu-Gi-Oh? Nope. So it's just like, well.
Some people talking about the zoo. Always zoo conversation. Zoo comments in the chat tend to get the most back and forth. It's amazing.
It's just it's just such a weird phenomenon.
Yeah. I've been a good buyer throughout the years, but a bad seller. Realistically, how many friends and family do you think Rudy has handling orders? Just a team, some gigantic.
He's got to have some sort of help. He says he doesn't have like a lot of people help him.
The Rudy clan.
I just don't see how that's possible.
I mean, he probably just this is all he does all the time. And if you think of it that way, how long does it take to build 1,000 kits and then send each of those out? Plus you're probably sending another additional 100 boxes out a day of random stuff to all different places. If you can do what? The thing is how do you keep the pace? It's so you could probably make 10 cases a minute, but it would be so tiring after a while to keep that pace because you'd literally be moving so quick. And then of course, actually sealing it up and making sure it's okay. Although Rudy makes those things pretty quick there.
No, he definitely assembly lines them and
cranks them out.
Definitely.
And different people have different jobs to keep that assembly moving.
For sure. Yeah, he's definitely got a unique operation going. And there's no way he's doing it all with just his family. I don't think at this point. He has to have people helping him. Did you say something about your promo getting messed up from the thing that you bought?
I didn't say what happened, but yeah, sure.
Oh, was I not supposed to say anything or what?
No one's watching. I mean, we have 80 some people watching, but no one other than these people are ever going to find it. So it's all right.
What do you mean? What do you? Okay.
So yeah, I just don't talking but I get orders all the time from people, including Influent and other people, that things get messed up. But I just, I contacted him. He said, just send it back. No problem. I'll send you another one. Easy as that.
That's good.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty ridiculous that he doesn't put it in a top loader, considering it's a $400 card or $300 card or whatever. It's just,
It was just raw dogged in a box.
He just tosses it in there.
I think we got our answer about how efficient he makes these kits then. That's crazy.
It is. Dude, like when I watch his videos, sometimes the way he handles cards so roughly, he like throws $1,000 boxes. He like drops them like on the ground.
I mean, they've probably had worse in shipping. It's probably all right.
Yeah. Got an investment question.
Okay.
First, we got some other question. Hold on. All right. Good evening, gentlemen. Good evening to you as well. A good night for, I think, both of us. A question for you all. At its current price, would you buy, hold, sell a first edition Shining Charizard PSA 10? Oh, okay. Simply as an investment. You buying, you selling, you holding. Well, we know he ain't holding.
A first ed base set?
Yeah. No. Shining Charizard from Neo Destiny.
Oh. No, yeah, that's gotta go.
Right away. What are you doing? Are you throwing it up on your store? Or are you consigning it and auctioning it somewhere else? What are you doing with it in your business?
So PSA 10 as well, or just raw?
PSA 10. So we're talking 13K or something like that. 14, maybe 15 at the best.
I mean, it's got to go to auction, right? I mean, it's.
Is that what you're doing with it? You're a business, Mason.
Yeah, but I don't have that's not my clientele.
Deal with it. Yeah,
that's not my clientele.
So it'd be something that you'd ask me what's it do.
I would sell it to you. There you go.
You'd sell it to me.
We could probably make a trade. We could probably trade something.
Sure.
Work something out.
Yeah, we never talked about that, but yeah, I mean, if something big ever came into the store, we could definitely make a trade for equal value. And I could give you stuff that you can actually sell. At you know.
I don't know if I would ever have anything that you would be desperate for, but okay. You never know.
Like, the thing is, like, Pete, like, I love these cards. You got these. Everyone's got these.
Definitely, yeah.
You know, so, but like if someone came in the shop and had like complete PSA 10 sets of like, you know, rainbow rares and other sorts of things for like really fair value, I mean, I'd be interested. I love that stuff. Happy to pick it up. I'm probably picking it up way cheaper though. I don't think you're ever selling to me. If you're selling to me, things aren't going too well.
True. Fair enough.
But
yeah,
it's good. We can be friends and not directly do business.
You never know.
Jake, any chance you'll be putting out more videos about your social work or any more videos like your addiction video you put out? Really enjoyed it. I'm married to a LMFT, so it resonates is important. Maybe. Yeah, I mean, I think when I make videos like that, I just feel like I'm listening to a lot of people, and it might just be in my bubble but like in the hobby, and I just feel like this is a good time to say something. That's sort of what the premise behind videos like that is. Just I hear a lot of people feeling maybe anxious or struggling with something, and so I come out with a video that addresses it or talks about it. Jake the lowballer back at it. No, I actually don't really lowball people because I'm mainly an auctioneer, you know, so I'm just looking for auctions that people aren't watching or I just put in the work to swoop them all up. So
that's the thing too. You're patient. You're not
very patient.
Yeah. So,
and the thing too is I'm such a broad collector that like there's some good deal out there at all times in one of these hobbies, and I'm trying to get them all. That type of thing.
Yeah.
But Pokenomics base trainer says, what do you think about buying Rudy promos graded? I certainly wouldn't. I think
why would you? I
think it's, we'll have to see like how many of them are 9s or 10s, etc. Like, do you care? Like, I don't like people are spending like $1,000 for like a PSA 10 when the raw one is going for like 400 or something. And it's just, I think it's really stupid. So I think the PSA 9, at that price will probably go for like, 500. So you're still, 500-600 maybe. I don't know. But yeah, I also think people are way too obsessed with grading this is talking to the person who has one of the biggest PSA collections probably in the world. So, because I really love it, but in terms of that value, I think that there's a little bit of a, for cards that are all in perfect condition, basically, it doesn't have the same value to me. Like finding a PSA 10 of like a real, like a card in Pokemon that's 25 years old, or a non-Pokemon card that's 80, 100 years old. I mean, that's a special thing. But, a 10 versus a 9 on a card like that, it's not that big of a deal to me. I mean, I definitely would prefer the 10, don't get me wrong, and I will want a 10 eventually, but not for more than double what I can buy it just raw, considering I think most of them probably will grade 10s. That's what I would say. Are you buying or holding Metazoo Kickstarter? Oh, I guess I never answered that Charizard question today.
No, you didn't.
Am I buying, holding, or selling a PSA 10 first edition Shining? Well, me personally, I'm holding because I don't need the money. And I love that card, and I don't really care if it goes back down to. I think I think it's be a hard time for that card to go below around $7,000. Maybe even 9,000. I think it could go back there. I would see some price resistance around probably 7,000-8,000. So that was $3,000 before it ever started going up. That was sort of its kind of low, 2,000 to 3,000. Then it really went up to 7,000 way before Logan ever came into the hobby. That was just sort of that natural rise that year, which I just think a lot more people were nostalgic coming back in, enjoying the hobby. A little bit of the pandemic, a little bit of the stimulus money, a little bit of inflation, all of the above, right? And then I think from when I went from 7 to like 25, it got up to or something, 22. And then now it's come back to 13. I think I'm not feeling panicked about that price. There aren't too many of those. Then again, it is a set card. It's not that rare. There are quite a few. Part of the reason I recently bought a Japanese one, part of the reason I like the Japanese ones, there's a lot less of them, a lot less of the Japanese Shining Neo Destinies. Yeah, because the Shining Neo Destiny, it's quite easy to pull that card in English. You're pulling multiple shinies in a box. In Japanese, you're pulling it 1 out of every 400 packs, things like that. Super, super low pull rates. God. So there are things like that even though you're talking about first edition versus like Japanese, which isn't a first edition or unlimited, it's just an unlimited version. That's the type of stuff. And the Japanese one's going for, the 9 is going for considerably less. Now the 10, people are asking like $36,000 for in Japanese. And I don't think anyone's actually getting 36,000, but they're asking an insane amount. So there are all sorts of like niche things, Mason, and this like, those high end Watsies stuff.
Yeah. I mean, that's all your realm, man.
But
do you have an opinion or thoughts on the removal of the dislike counter on YouTube?
is that actually happening?
It's in place right now.
Oh, really?
On your live stream right now, I see the likes, and then it just has a dislike. It doesn't have numbers.
I can see the likes and dislikes on other people's videos. Why is that?
I don't know.
Like we were talking about today, I could see the dislikes on your video, your current video.
Weird.
Yeah.
Maybe it's
can people see the likes and dislikes or no? Because I can see in every video that I've seen, I can see the likes and dislikes.
Yeah, I'd like for most videos right now. There's no.
Do you have the premium?
Yes.
Okay, I don't have the premium, so maybe they rolled it out to the premium users first.
I don't know why they would do that. That's weird.
Yeah. Jody says YouTube often rolls out new features slowly to people.
Yeah.
Slow partial rollout.
So.
Pikachu says you can't. Interesting.
I think it sucks. I think that's part of the social aspect of YouTube is being able to rabble and be upset at a video, and it's at least a silent way of saying disapproval without like having to go to the comments and say malicious stuff. It's just a quick way at a glance, just tell somebody that you're upset.
Yeah, it's really stupid.
I don't see the.
Don't get me wrong. I think it's really stupid. People who go around like disliking videos.
Yeah.
Like, particularly if there's a person who like they're just good. Like they're not even watching videos. They're just going around trying to like, particularly on small content creators who like need motivation, but like. The whole thing behind this is really to like coddle and help the biggest creators. It's not like I kind of like it for maybe some smaller people who get hated on. And when I say smaller, I don't mean even me. I mean really it's like 100 subscribers, 50 subscribers, like people just starting out, and where you can have like a couple just dicks just going around disliking things and leaving mean comments. But this is the internet, right? It's anonymous. So people, if anyone's a little bit angry or irritated, they are going to behave much worse here than they would to your face or in person.
Yeah. I mean,
you can't avoid that. So,
but like people are saying in the chat, like dislikes were always equivalent to likes as far as the algorithm goes. So it really isn't harming at all other than
emotionally, psychologically, right. Definitely harms. And it definitely harms whether people watch your video all the way through and all sorts of things, for sure. And them going into your video thinking like, okay, this is going to be good, or I'm going to agree with this person versus not agree. Like all of that definitely it affects it, so
yeah,
I think it's stupid though. It's a stupid way to try to control people. And not an effective one, like not one that does anything positive. So that would be my instinct, but he says doesn't think it's a big deal. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, most social medias don't have dislikes. I mainly don't like it because you won't be able to see dislikes on tutorial videos. Yeah, I think that's also a reasonable take.
Oh, on tutorial videos.
But just like videos where it's like, do they answer the question I'm looking for type of thing? And now I have to
get that.
But I think that's a reasonable take too. Just that like we're fine with it on other platforms. We don't even think about it, and we'll get used to it here and not think about it after a while. It's just sort of it's been part of the culture here for so long that it's that being said, I've never disliked a single video, I don't think, since I've been on YouTube. So it's not something that's going to impact me. But
yeah.
I leave a negative comment sometimes, but I never dislike videos. I disagree with someone. Yeah.
Okay. 3 hours is my limit, Jake.
All right, dude. Let's call it.
I mean, you do you. I can bop out of here, and you just keep Basic Trainer company for 2 more hours.
Just Tim and I. All right, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us.
Just chilling. Yeah, appreciate you guys.
We enjoy hanging out together. It's fun hanging out with all of you.
Yes.
It's fun doing it live. Sometimes Mason and I just have late night chats, which is the two of us, which is also nice, but it's fun getting discussion topics and other things from other people and hearing what people think. It's always enjoyable. So as always, yeah, really appreciate everyone's support. You know, clicking the eBay affiliate link if you're going to buy something on eBay.
Oh, yeah.
Joining the Patreon.
It's right there. It's right at the top.
Just liking and subscribing to the video, all that really helps. And obviously, you know, please support Mason in all the same ways. And we appreciate you guys.
How long do they have for that affiliate link? How long is it active? Is it 24 hours or something?
Indefinite, I think.
No, it's not indefinite. That's crazy.
Yeah, these are just like partner. It's just links. It's partner links. So basically what happens is if someone clicks the link in the video to buy something on eBay, I think I get like 1 to 4% of eBay's commission. So it doesn't cost the viewer anymore. I just get a percentage of what eBay would have made. Yeah.
Is it just like a generic link, or does it go to something that you choose?
It just goes to the eBay main page.
I guess I guess I could click on it and then I'll see. Huh?
Yeah, I didn't have it like linked to anyone's store or anything specifically. Yeah. So should work. We'll see.
So I can link it to my WATA graded Pokemon Blue that's graded at 9.4.
Sorry.
I could just have it linked to my
you Pokemon should do affiliate links. So I've resisted affiliate links forever, but I was talking to like James about it, and he made so much more money on affiliate links than on anything else he's done. Like by like 10 times. Like it wasn't even close. And I don't know. It is what it is. So that's just the system. So yeah, so for sure. I mean, if people feel like I use other people's affiliate links, and what I do is if someone I feel like has steered me in the direction of a card or helped me in some way, I like to go on their channel and use the affiliate link when I'm making a purchase because, gives them a little kickback. So
yeah, it's cool. It's a cool program that I think is super strong and super good for YouTube for sure.
So one last question for you. Pikachu says, Mason, has there been anything you regretted doing when you started your business? Anything that you regretted? That might be maybe what we can answer if you don't feel like getting into it, because it's a great question.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I've heard you talk about too much of that.
Regrets? I mean,
I'm interested.
I'd really have to sit down and like think about like the single most like thing that I would regret. I don't know. There's a lot of experimentation. There's a lot of stuff that you think is going to work out that doesn't. I'm trying to think of like something, at least like a good example of like that. This is specifically when starting your business. Probably
making a YouTube channel.
No, YouTube has been good. And that wasn't at the start of the business, but probably started the business without any sort of like tax expert. It's totally worth it from the get-go, even if it's something small, to make sure that you're doing everything correctly. Because it's way too damning if you go through the year thinking you're good and then find out that you're not. So it's definitely worth whatever the consultation is to sit down with somebody that knows what they're doing. Because I think a lot of people don't realize all the intricacies, or even like how to structure your business properly based on the people involved, if you have a partner or not, or how you want to structure it and how it plays into your life as something that is growing and becoming an asset as opposed to just like a job.
Yeah.
It's becomes its own thing that is conceptually hard to understand if you're not familiar with it. I guess that's kind of like a boring answer, but there's a lot of stuff like that you just learn as you go, and you make a mistake and then you're like, well, now we know for next year not to do that.
All right, guys, any last word, anything you wanted to say to our friends here? Go support Mason, go subscribe, go to his store.
People that have been here like the whole damn time, I don't know what you're doing, but I appreciate you.
They're doing exactly what we're doing.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I would be doing this exact same thing.
I know.
If I was not on this chat, I would be here watching this stuff.
Yeah,
at least listening to it in the background while I was
doing a stream. I'd be sorting cards and having her in the background.
Yeah.
Hopefully she'll come back and do more. Have people on again.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, folks. Till next time. This actually will be my last stream for at least like 5 or 6 days. I know I said that last night, but
until the Patreon stream on Sunday, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll
be doing that. Dan has some good stuff planned.
The best money you can spend, let me tell you, if you are interested in collecting and buying intelligently. I'll say it right now, from somebody that is certainly a friend, but somebody that does also gain genuine value from it, even at my level. So
yeah. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, we do our best. Thanks, guys. We will see you again. Mason, I'm sure will be on the channel again, hanging out, and
probably. I mean, I don't know. Maybe
we'll get Swammey back as well, and yeah, go from there. All right. Happy Thanksgiving, guys, and
happy Thanksgiving.
Good night, everyone. Okay.
Goodbye.